All right, nothing new. Eberle signed an extension with Seattle, but outside of that, there hasn't been anything else done since I did my last video.
Hello, hello.
Howdy, howdy, everybody. Come on. There you go.
Just make it so I can actually see that. There. Hello, everybody. What?
That's the Canadian Price is Right.
I thought you had it on the wrong channel at first.
No.
Hello.
They're filming that Canadian Price is Right in Vancouver at Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah,
if you want to go.
No, I got
go
the
watch
notification when you could apply to be on it. Didn't
Really?
I tell you about that?
You should totally go on Prices
No.
Right. You do really well.
Absolutely not.
Like I don't know, $50.
I would not do well.
I don't know, $3,000. I don't
I
know.
have no desire to be on any. Nope. Come on, Flyers. Trade. Oh, and
they're raising the bar way too high with the players they're showing for this trade deadline thing. Way too high.
I am back. Hello.
Are you?
I am. Oh, I need to have my phone out. My daughter's leaving in a half hour to go swimming with a friend, and there's a cat under my feet. I need to make sure I can see my phone if she texts.
What? She's trying to lead me out of the room.
Thanks. Shannon got me this sweatshirt. I really like it, but I think most people know I really like the Purple Kings. And I like this logo of theirs. It's fun. More teams need to do purple. Any team needs to do purple. Both feel like a second family.
Thank you.
Yep. First doesn't equal best. Well, thanks. You guys are pretty awesome for us too. Just saying. I know when I was in hospital, I don't really have much family, and I definitely talked to a lot of subscribers, and that was pretty awesome. So you guys are awesome for us as well. Yeah. Any other moves by the Sens today?
I haven't seen anything, but I'm sure they're working the phones. I'm sure everybody is right now. Hey, Azrael.
Oh, I know the Frost have purple. I think the women's hockey need better colors too. There's a whole lot of like blue and green. There needs more color variation there as well. But yes, I do like the Frost has fun colors. I remember when Anaheim's jersey was pure purple, and now it's a horrible version of orange and white.
See, and I like their jersey.
I know you do. I can understand why it's orange because Orange County.
Yeah.
But I did really like that eggplant purple.
This isn't going to help Dad with all the fur he's had on his face today. I even had to go shave to try to make sure I didn't have any Velcro holding it on. Driving me nuts during the preview video this morning. Just holy. It's funny too because I won't notice I have it.
Until you start flying.
And I start doing a video. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is it? What the hell? Drives me insane. Okay, what's the point of having a trade deadline?
Philly fan from Minnesota, right? I think that's Minnesota.
Yep.
Bobby to Minnesota, his hometown. So cool.
Bobby Brink is an underutilized forward who I think is going to enjoy himself in Minnesota. I think that's a really good move for them.
He keeps being under my feet.
Azrael's pretty convinced we're going to go give her something. I keep
moving my feet, and I know I'm hitting a cat, and then I can hear the cat run away.
That's why I picked her up. I figured maybe she wanted to be picked up, but she didn't. So I have no idea what her problem is.
Purple is the color of royalty, which would fit the Kings, right?
Also fits my queen of a wife.
I do like purple. It's a fun color. Underutilized. But yes, it works great for the Kings. I was really hoping Utah would have some purple. I knew they wouldn't do it as their main color. Like we knew they were going to do that blue, but I thought purple would look really nice. And when you said it was the mountains and the sky or something, I thought, oh, maybe they'll do purple. Nope.
Nope, not the case.
Thoughts on Bunting in Dallas?
Bunting is a good forward as long as he's staying out of the box and he's not complaining for penalties. He's a decent. I would say he'll end up on their third line. It's a good depth pickup for them.
Probably didn't want to look too similar to the Jazz. What color are the Jazz?
Purple.
But what's their other color?
I think it's purple and gold.
That's what I was thinking. It was purple and like a yellow or a marigold. But I don't
the
know
purple,
basketball
the
very
purple
well.
that the Kings use, they get that from the Lakers, but the Lakers came from Minnesota.
Right.
The Lakers
Yes.
originally weren't out because where are the lakes in LA?
Basketball.
Like they moved to LA where there are no lakes.
No music.
Yeah.
See, I know some other sports stuff.
Thanks to basketball.
Yes. Hello from Nunavut. Been watching you for 5 years now. Habs fan here. Do you think they'll do anything big?
I don't think they'll do anything big. I think that they're perfectly happy with where they're at and their rebuild as they come out of this. I think if a move makes sense, they'll do it. Kent Hughes does not make reactionary deals.
Bolts fan from Brazil. Good news with Corey Perry. We'll go to the finals. Bad news with Corey Perry. We'll lose the finals.
That's the meme. He gets traded back to Tampa. The nice thing, too, was when I was looking for a thumbnail to use for that news video, there's already pictures all over the internet of Corey Perry wearing a Tampa jersey. So easy peasy.
Okay. Hate the frost, but at least it's a team with purple. See, you just need some variation. That's right. You don't have to root for the team, but variation is good. Does Ottawa make any more moves?
Ottawa's in an interesting position. They find themselves close enough to the playoffs. They could add. They're far enough out of the playoffs. They could argue that selling works. Moving out Perron, bringing in Fogle, there's some space there for them. I don't think there's going to be anything major with Ottawa. I have a funny feeling a lot of the major moves have already happened, to be honest.
It's usually how that works.
Yeah.
Why does the trade deadline always stress me out more than the playoffs? That's right. I'm a Sharks fan and have forgotten what playoffs are.
You know, the Sharks might be an interesting one to watch at the deadline. I'm glad they kept Sherwood. I think Sherwood's starting to find his footing in San Jose. And there's a chance. Seattle has not looked fantastic. They've been very up and down. Yeah, San Jose might be a team to watch today.
Do the Blues make a move?
They weren't able to get Thomas or Parayko to Buffalo. I think if they can move Parayko, they will. I think the asking price for Thomas is going to be steep. The rumored deal for Parayko did leak out, of course, that it was going to be a first round draft pick from Buffalo as well as Murtka, a prospect on the blue line for them. I think that a first and a prospect, there are some teams that might be willing to make that move for Parayko.
Really starting to lose hope in Yzerman. What's the deal? Why is he scared to pull the trigger and make a trade? Would love to address 5-on-5 scoring.
I don't think that there's a team that's going to come out of this trade deadline armed to win the Stanley Cup that weren't armed to win it beforehand. If Detroit can add complementary pieces, okay, they don't need to do a lot. They're in pretty good shape when it comes to making the playoffs. I know that people have been frustrated with the length of time it's taken for Yzerman's team to turn it around, but they're in pretty good shape right now. And you don't want to overcorrect at the deadline. We've seen teams do that in the past.
McMahon to Colorado. Can I send you a signed Benton Defoe jersey? Doesn't fit with my Avs jerseys.
Oh, there you go. McMahon would be a good fit for Colorado. They don't have the cap space apparently to bring in Kadri, but McMahon won't cost you nearly as much. And I like Bobby McMahon. I'm still surprised that he's out there from Toronto. I think he's a good player. And I think he's young enough. You'd usually want to keep him around, I would think. But
biggest trade today, Evander Kane has not come.
yeah, we haven't seen Kane go yet. Vancouver, I think if they could make a huge splash today, they would in terms of selling. But I don't know if the market's there. They might have to wait for the offseason.
Do you think the Kings' last 2 trade moves are strategic? Do you think they'll use the draft picks they've acquired for a top center forward?
I don't know if they're going to add anything right now today. It's possible. Of the top prospects out there, you've got Trocheck, like prospects, top prospects are getting traded. You have Trocheck, Kadri, and Thomas. Maybe they could figure out a way to get Trocheck, especially with his familiarity with Panarin. But it's gonna be an expensive one if they do.
Do you think anyone will bite the bullet on Risto's ask?
I don't know. We'll see.
Do you think Bluger stays in Vancouver?
I don't think so. I think they're going to move him. He's on an expiring contract. I think Bluger would be a solid addition down the middle for a team looking for a fourth line center. And teams are getting decent returns for bottom 6 forwards right now. So Canucks would be kind of crazy to keep them.
What do you think the Islanders do?
You know, this is Darch's first trade deadline. So I hope they're active. There's been rumors they're active right now. So I'd like to see them pick somebody up. I think the Islanders are in decent shape.
How do we feel about the Blue Jackets?
I like Connor Garland as a fit there. I think Garland's going to fit right in. I think Garland is an underrated forward at this point in time. He's a top 9 forward who can play top 6 minutes. I think he's going to fit in really well with Columbus.
Why are the Habs fans looking for a top 6 forward when we have the 3rd best offense and 24th defense?
Because adding another top 6 forward can really help, especially if you're dealing with getting into the playoffs and the likelihood you're going to have injuries. So if you can add another forward who can play top 6, I don't see why you wouldn't do it. Not the kind of person, but Nunavik is in the province of Quebec, and none of it is more up north. Would I do Monty for Bennington? I wouldn't take on Bennington's contract. I wouldn't take on Bennington's contract if I was Montreal. Montembeault has not had a great season, but I don't know that I would do that if I was Montreal for Bennington's contract.
The bun had to say hi.
Cinnabon.
She's just at my feet. So
no licorice though. Come on, licorice. It's not down here.
I haven't seen him this morning. Well, I saw him upstairs. Are the Sharks done?
I'd be surprised if they're done, but I don't think they're going to do anything major. I think we're going to see a lot of minor trades, not necessarily needle movers the rest of the way.
Perry got traded back to Tampa. Wouldn't it be awesome if Zegras got traded back to Anaheim? I think he would have been great on our current team.
I don't know if Zegras would be having the kind of season he's having in Philly if he'd stayed in Anaheim. I don't know that he would. I think that was a divorce that needed to happen. I think there was a break between the player and the team. It's benefited both the player and the team. Gauthier seems to be having a great time in Anaheim too, so it's kind of worked out for both. The Leafs don't get anything significant. Does the GM get replaced? How long till Berube gets fired? I think Berube will be probably gone at the end of this season. I don't know if there's any desire to move on from Tree Living. I don't think there is. Yeah, Tree Living's an interesting one because I do blame him for some of the stuff going on in Toronto, but definitely not all of it.
Preco to the Sharks.
That would work if they have the cap space for it. If they're willing to pay the price, that could absolutely work.
Hey THG, big fan of the channel. Would you consider doing a video on the history of the IHL? There doesn't appear to be any good videos on YouTube.
I can definitely talk about the IHL. I think what hurt the IHL ultimately was when they decided they were going to try to compete with the National Hockey League and they started trying to sign guys for money, and It just when you try to become the next NHL, it doesn't generally work out.
Are there any big players left?
Well, here's the thing. I don't think there are any big players that are going to get moved. But if you had told me 24 hours ago that the Caps were going to trade John Carlson, I would have said, nah, that's not going to happen. So maybe. I usually at trade deadline will see one guy get moved that nobody was talking about.
The Rangers' retool is quickly becoming more rebuild. Luckily, we're safe in the hands of everyone's favorite GM, Chris Drury.
It is looking more like a rebuild, and honestly, I think it's necessary. It's weird too because I feel like the Rangers and the Canucks are in similar positions. I think both of them need just a reset, and sometimes for a reset that means trading out a lot of people.
Are the Flyers selling, and do you blame Tocchet for not allowing Michkov to play unorthodox and keeping him on strong side and limiting his shot?
I don't think that Tocchet's style of coaching matches Michkov's playing style that well. That's definitely something they're going to have to iron out. I don't know that Philadelphia is necessarily in a full sell, but the Brink trade feels like it's more about the future than necessarily this season.
Rumor is Sabres are looking to shop out Levi.
I did see that Levi's on the block. I don't know how much of a market there is for Levi right now. His numbers, even at the AHL level, haven't been fantastic, and we know he struggled at the NHL level as well.
Honest chance Starmer rejoins the Bolts. Chances Bjorkstrand gets traded just doesn't seem to fit here. 5-on-5. Good on power play. Not what we expected.
I don't know that Stamkos would want to go back to Tampa. I think Stamkos is pretty happy in Nashville. I think he wants to make it work there. So it would have to be something a pretty good package from Tampa going to Nashville, and I'm not sure that Tampa would make that move either. You'd have to move money out to get Stamkos in, and then it's a matter of where would he play in that current Tampa lineup.
My rabbit Toby is hoping the Pens keep rolling. A cheap Bluger deal would make my day, honestly. Very pleased with what Kyle and Muse have done so far, and even making the playoffs would be huge.
I agree. I think of the places Bluger could go, I think Pittsburgh would be a fantastic spot for him. Flyers under 25 decor. Oliver Bonk, David Jiricek, Jamie Drysdale, Cam York. Yeah, they've got some good young defensemen. I don't know how much upside's there with Jiricek. I hope he's able to realize that in Philly. It's not been encouraging either in Columbus or in Minnesota with Jiricek so far.
Avs can't be serious favorites unless they fix the power play. How do they do that?
They've got all the personnel. So either it's the special teams coach or it's just a confidence thing. It's one or the other. I will say there have been teams with bad power plays that have won Stanley Cups. I want to say the 2011 Bruins had a bad power play and still won the Stanley Cup. I know there have been others, but I would definitely say that the 2011 Bruins are one that stand out to me. You can, and if you're really, really good 5-on-5, you can still win.
Evander Kane is not playing tonight, according to Dollywall.
Well, I mean, if he's still on the roster tonight, then that means he hasn't been traded. So that would be a fail on the part of the Vancouver Canucks if they don't trade him before tonight.
When is the actual deadline?
12 o'clock our time. So we have about an hour and a half left until the trade deadline, and then there's usually a few trades that come out after 12 o'clock.
Tocchet stays or goes?
Tocchet stays. I can't see Philadelphia bringing back Tocchet, then let him go after 1 year. And then in the offseason, they would probably try to make moves to have the roster suit his coaching style a little bit better.
Do you think the Sharks are making any more moves?
Sharks, I could see something on the minor side. I don't think there's going to be a lot in terms of major deals, but I do think the Sharks will shore things up on the blue line, especially.
Did we talk about Foligno to the Wild?
Foligno?
Yeah. Apparently, it was purely a favor to him to play with his brother.
Yep. And then he called his brother and told him, well, I'm going to another team. His brother's like, oh, man, that sucks. He goes, yeah, I'll see you in a few hours. So, brothers. But it's a good story, and it means that for Yvonne. She's now cheering for 2 different Felinos. Maple doesn't like getting picked up. Do you, sweetie?
Depends. Depends.
Do I think Robo gets extended? They'll try. Dallas is definitely going to try to extend him as soon as possible. The question becomes, how much does he want? And then what does that do to the pay structure for the Dallas Stars? That's the tricky part.
Thoughts on Sabres trades and team dynamic chemistry?
I think Logan Stanley, if he can keep up the kind of season he was having in Winnipeg, I mean, Stanley's had the best season of his entire career. So if he can pick up with Buffalo what he was doing with Winnipeg, I think the Sabres and their fans are going to be really, really happy with that deal. And Luke Shen, you just get an honest effort out of him every night. That's all he knows.
We do have children. I've had 2 of them text me while we've been doing this live stream.
I had a phone call. Why would somebody be trying to?
So, not to totally interrupt the stream, Gabriel called me right before this because they have rotary phones there that work, and he really, really wanted to use a rotary phone. So he called me on the rotary phone.
That's
He's
how
like,
old we
Mom,
are.
you sound weird. I know. I told him this is really weird that you're really excited about using a phone that I grew up with, and they were so annoying.
Could the Oilers trade for Bennington? The Oilers have basically said they're done, and Bennington's numbers have been alarming is a word I'd use for the numbers with Bennington. Hofer has been the much better goaltender for St. Louis. I would not trade for Bennington's contract personally if I was a
GM. Kane's still looking for a 2C.
You know, it's funny. I keep hearing about teams looking for a number 2 center. I don't know that there are number 2 centers available on this trade deadline, not without paying a hefty price. So there's the possibility, but you're going to have to pay a pretty heavy price for a number 2 center.
Chicago will probably have 3 firsts next year.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting too, because I don't know that Chicago necessarily needs a lot more draft picks. They have so many good young players as it is. If they do have a bunch of draft picks next year, my guess is those get traded out. Well, at least 1 or 2 of them get traded out to get help elsewhere on the roster.
Any thoughts on Corey Perry trade to Tampa?
I did chuckle when I saw he was going back to Tampa. I was like, all right, so it's Tampa that's going to lose in the Stanley Cup final. We can't have them missing the playoffs, but it is bad news for the rest of the Atlantic Division. Now they can't get out of the division because Corey Perry's back in Tampa.
Does Nemec move asking price?
If Nemitz gets moved, it's going to be a very expensive deal. I don't think New Jersey would be smart to move him. And I understand part of it is that he's a pending restricted free agent, and he's going to ask for the same money as Luke Hughes, which, well, of course he is, but he's worth it. So I would not be moving Nemitz. I'd be figuring out some other way to navigate through it. I know it's not going to be easy, but yeah, losing Nemitz to keep Luke Hughes it's a choice.
Does the Lightning keep Cup in Tampa, and is there any shot for the Ducks to come out of the West, or is it clear cut for the Avalanche?
It's not clear cut for the Avalanche. Dallas will have something to say about it, and Minnesota is a contender right now too. Tampa is going to have a tough time of it. That Atlantic division is going to be pretty brutal, and then whoever comes out of the Metro, no matter who it is, they're still going to be tough.
Has Winnipeg and Toronto, or is Winnipeg and Toronto done today? What did I miss?
Winnipeg made the trade last night where Shen and Stanley were traded to Buffalo. I don't know that the Jets do much more today, if anything. Clearly, there's not a lot going on because they're just talking to guys who've already been traded that I've discussed in videos this morning and last night. So it's possible things are quiet right up until maybe 10 minutes before the deadline, and then all of a sudden a bunch of trades come in.
I just read that one.
You did.
Trade Kevin and picks for DuPont and McKenna.
Yeah, no.
Should the Canucks trade both first round picks this year for some rentals and try to make the playoffs?
I mean, they're 24 points out.
Man.
So I'm glad the Canucks are so far out of it. I'm glad that Alvin can't massage this to be like, oh, you know, we're 4 points out. We think we can go for this. I'm glad I'm not going to rage today at the Canucks. It's kind of a nice feeling.
How did I not know you have a kid called Gabriel like me? After watching years of THG, solid name choice. I picked Gabriel's name years before I was even pregnant. I had his whole name, his first name, his middle name picked. I really like that name. So
We don't,
yeah,
and we don't.
He's our middle
Yeah,
one
we don't.
still living
We
at
don't
home.
talk a lot about the kids on the channel. I've kind of been protective of the kids.
Yeah.
So I don't talk a lot about the kids on the channel in general.
True. Yeah, we do kind of keep them out of it.
Yeah.
Gabriel, who's the middle kiddo, he's 19. When he was in school, the kids at school found out who he was and just got really, oh my gosh, no way. But then it was one of those, okay, try to not make sure everybody knows where you live. That'd be cool, because we've had trouble with that in the past.
Yeah.
And then our daughter is 13. And so, yeah, we kind of keep them out. But a lot of people do know who our kids are. They come to the meetups.
Yeah.
Like they're with me at all of the Canuck games. I usually have at least a child with me. So a lot of people do know who they are. But
if Vancouver keeps PD, how does the rebuild work? If we work it around them, I think Pettersson would benefit from a move at this point, and I think the Canucks would benefit from that move as well. I think it's something that probably needs to happen. I don't know when it happens. I don't know if it's in the off season. I can't see it happening today. It's too much money. It's too complicated to make a deal. But yeah.
Gift and hockey memberships.
Thank you very much.
Can't believe I'm saying this, but I think I would finally be okay to move Konechny and move up a struggling Mitch.
I don't see Konechny going anywhere. I'd be very surprised if they made a move. I think for Michkov, they have to figure this out in the offseason because they have to get him going.
Sens have $13 million in cap. Should they make a move?
Cap space is gold. I wouldn't make a move unless I had to. I honestly, I'd be fine with keeping that cap space, especially with where they are in the standings.
It's hard to think the Canes stand pat and don't make a move. Thoughts on what it could be if they do make a trade?
For the Canes, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do today. I don't think there's a lot that's needed. Their goaltending is all right. I don't think there's a move coming with their goaltending unless they were to decide that Freddie Anderson's not the one they want for the backup. And I'm just using that as an example. I don't think anything's coming there. They'll probably add some depth up front on the blue line.
Oh, okay. That's why I was just checking my phone. Thank you, Lars. Are the Blues asking way too much for Thomas? I think Utah would be crazy to send Iginla or Desnoyers.
Desnoyers.
Okay. Anywhere. Both are top 20 prospects.
Robert Thomas is one of the best passers in the game when he's at the top of his game. So I understand the Blues having a very high asking price. I don't know that I would make that move if I was Utah. I think Iginla's got a really bright future, and Desnoyers really, really strong prospect reports that I read on Desnoyers as well. So I don't know if I would make that move necessarily. It depends on how close Utah thinks they are. One thing with Thomas, he's in his prime. Like, he's not an older player. He's in his prime. So St. Louis is well within their rights to ask for a lot for Robert Thomas.
Did we get that one?
Yeah, I got that one.
Okay.
I see starting goaltender moving today, Bob, Benner, Monty. Bobrovsky's possible, but I don't know what the asking price would be. I don't know if he'd want an extension in place before he'd get moved. I would honestly be kind of surprised if Bobrovsky does get traded, but his name has been out there.
Had a physical a few days ago. I've lost 27 pounds.
It's in a few days.
If you were aiming to lose weight, good job.
In 3 days, though, you lose 27 pounds. You might need to go back.
That would be bad. Do the Wild still go for center?
Center is going to be a spot that a lot of teams are looking for help today. It's expensive. It's pricey. The Wild have already added a couple today. I would imagine they're looking for a center as well. I don't know that the market is going to be easy for them. It's going to be expensive.
What are your thoughts on the Blues currently?
Buchnevich, Thomas Kyrou, Bennington, Parayko. Parayko probably gets moved. I think Thomas probably stays. I can't see Bennington getting moved. Buchnevich is their top scorer, so I don't see him going anywhere either. The Blues might be an interesting team to watch, maybe in the offseason, maybe more than today's deadline.
Elias Pettersson to Colorado for Ivan.
It's interesting. If Pettersson was in Colorado, I guarantee his numbers would be a heck of a lot better. But it's a lot of cap hit to take on. And I like Elias Pettersson, the defenseman. I like him. I think he's a good player.
I go to the Abbotsford games, and the number of times I have heard people around me talking and think that the one playing in Abbotsford is the same as the one in Vancouver. It's pretty interesting. A lot of people think they're. I think
a lot of Wild fans need to remember Splash happened way before the trade deadline. Yep, with Quinn Hughes. Unless we go out and get Thomas, all the moves we made are for depth anyway. Go Wild. Agreed. Quinn Hughes was the big, and then the big swing will be this summer when they're trying to extend him, and guaranteed that as soon as possible they'll be trying to get that done.
Surprised Oilers haven't gone after Bobrovsky.
Bobrovsky's not having a good year. Bobrovsky has not looked good this year. His analytical numbers have taken a nosedive this year, and he's 37. So I'm not entirely surprised that he hasn't moved and that the Oilers haven't picked him up.
Big reports of Calgary wanting
Arbor Jackeye.
Oh, that's right. I always have trouble with
that. Jackeye. It looks backwards.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
And maybe Laine. Thoughts? What could Montreal get as a return?
In terms of Laine, they're not going to get a lot. Laine, there's not going to be a lot there for Laine. Montreal, I would think, are going to try to get something done here before the deadline. We know they're trying to move Laine. It's tough, though, because he has been injured for so long. Teams are not going to offer up very much. And he's on an expiring contract. So it makes it more complicated.
Do the Stars need more? Will they do more?
I don't know that the Stars have replaced Sagan up front. If they could find a third line center to just shore things up a little bit, I think that'd be great. I don't know if they're going to like the price on the market right now, though.
If this is Ovi's last year, could he get traded?
I don't see Ovechkin getting traded. If Ovechkin wanted to be traded, we would already know, and teams would have been getting shopped like probably a week ago. I don't think Ovechkin's going anywhere.
Lightning to add anyone, or are they staying quiet?
They added Corey Perry this morning. I don't know that they need to add a lot more. They've got one of the best teams in the league. They have lost 4 in a row in regulation, so there's some troubling issues there. They did lose again last night, but you don't want to overcorrect either.
Lightning grabbed Corey Perry. Does that mean Tampa loses in the finals?
Yep. That's the meme, and that's the expectation. When I did a Google search for the image to use for the thumbnail, I was like, oh, cool. He's wearing the Stanley Cup final patch. That's the one I'm using.
Do you think Tocchet gets moved or stays?
Which? Trocheck. Trocheck, the asking price is high, and the Rangers have told teams they're not lowering the asking price. The Rangers are perfectly fine with keeping Trocheck through the deadline, which I don't understand why they'd move Trocheck. I know he's on the older side compared to a lot of other players, but if it's just a quick retool, I would keep Trocheck personally. So, yeah.
Seems like a quiet trade deadline so far.
It always is.
People say that every single year.
That's why we don't do the live stream super early.
Because nothing happens.
Because we did a few times there where we'd have it early and we're like, oh my gosh, we're an hour and a half in, nothing's happened. People
saying, why isn't anything happening? And this is how it goes. Because they don't want to wait till the last minute.
Yeah. So, and just think, some of these broadcasts have been going since 6 a.m. our time.
And
I've
that's
been
why
going
they're
for 4.5
interviewing
hours.
random people that have no idea about anything, and they do random
Yep.
stuff. Because what else do you do?
Up next, Jay Onright with sock puppets. Like, just it gets kind of wonky.
You think anything happens with OEL?
Well, Toronto held him out for a reason. Toronto wants to move him. They want to move McMahon. They want to move Lawton, or at least see if they can. Ekman Larson is going to generate a lot of interest. I would be very surprised if he's not traded by the deadline.
I saw TSN is so bored they're doing a draft lottery.
That's I think that happens other years too. I think that's something that's been kind of common.
Yeah, Friedman and Kyle are drinking coffee and eating candy. Any upcoming Leaf trades?
Ekman Larson's probably on his way out. McMahon's probably on his way out. The Leafs are definitely selling.
Is
You
this
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this channel your full-time job?
Sure is.
It is the employment for both of us.
Yep.
Haven't heard a peep about the Isles today. Not sure if I'm
Setting pat to keep assets, or if I want them to make a push. I don't think the Islanders need a lot, and I don't think that picking up a player and sacrificing some of the future would make a lot of sense. Darch, maybe he's gone quiet. That would be an Islanders staple, since Lou did it every year, so maybe. Or maybe he'll be like Lou and make a move at the very end when we don't think you can make a move, which seems to be a Lou thing that happened often.
What about that entertainment guy stuff?
THG, that channel's doing well. That channel is actually doing pretty well. I've been putting more content on that channel. As I always promised, that channel would get more support if the numbers justified it. And I've got 1,450 songs to count down, damn it. So I'm going to count them down. I have to get that finished before I'm dead. So I got to get that done.
You will get that done.
I've only got 450 songs to go. I've done the countdown for 1,000 songs so far, which somebody has been kind enough to make a playlist of.
Oh, somebody did. He asked me to do it, and I told him no. Like, pass.
I mean, it's a document right there. You can just look them up based on the document and put them in order.
So thank you to whoever's helping Shannon do that. I'm glad it's not me.
You think they love you, and then it's just, can you put these 1,450 songs into a list? They're like, no. And you realize that, like, there's limits on the love, and it's a 1,450 song playlist.
Not my thing. I have Buddy Fir up my
I know.
nose.
I have it too.
I have one there, and I
have one up
in
near
my glasses.
eye.
The fur just it sticks to your face.
Yeah.
And you can feel it, but you can't see it. It's so fine.
Bunny fur is a very different thing to deal with.
Sticks to everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Shannon and his wife.
Hi, his wife.
That's how it goes. What do you think of the Avalanche's trades?
The Avs are definitely one of the top teams. I don't think the Avs need to do much at all today. I mean, their goaltending's great. Their defense is excellent. Up front, they're pretty much set. I think most of what they've needed, they've had for a while now. Like Brock Nelson, Marty Necas, solid additions for them last year. So, yeah, Colorado they don't really need to do anything today, to be honest.
2009 best draft ever. Top 7 picks. Still stars.
2003 is still the best draft ever. And 2015 is getting close to that. 2015 is a ridiculously deep draft.
With Marchessault and Hola missing today's practice and Marchie having a 15 team.
No movement
clause. But Barry not wanting to retain. Where do you see him going?
If they're not going to retain, Marchessault's not getting traded. I don't see anybody picking up Marchessault with that current cap hit. Howla's name's been out there for this week, and we'll see if Howla does get dealt. It won't be an expensive one if they do trade him.
Leafs retool or rebuild? I think rebuild.
If it's a rebuild, we'll find out probably this summer. That's when they'd be looking to move at least a core player. So if you're going to do a rebuild, Nylander or Matthews would have to be at least considered and on the block.
With the Rangers selling, odds are Ovi retires.
I don't know if Ovi's going to retire or not. I could see Ovi after this year. I could see him not necessarily declaring a retirement and signing in the KHL for a year and then to give it, that amount of time to see if he wants to come back for another run. But Ovechkin, I honestly would be kind of surprised if this is not his final year. I think it probably is.
Thank you for liking the stream. That does help the algorithms. That helps the numbers for the channel.
Greatly appreciate it.
Will the Leafs trade a goalie?
I don't think so, because both Stolarz is playing really well and Woll's a very good young goaltender. I don't think they need to trade a goaltender. Their cap hits for what they do, very reasonable. Yeah, I don't think so, unless they decide to move Hildeby, but Hildeby's a good young goaltender. No reason to do that either.
Who else could you see the Caps trading today?
If they're in a full sell, then it's possible almost any name could be out there, especially with the trading of John Carlson. We'll see. I would think there'd be some untouchables. I would think Chikrin's an untouchable. Wilson's untouchable. Ovechkin's not moving unless he decided to. And I think their goaltending's pretty solid too, but there's the possibility they could make another trade.
Okay. Do you think Vegas needs a goalie in the deadline? Also, will they trade Holtz and Reinhart?
Well, Holtz and Reinhart were both waived, so if they clear waivers, there's the possibility that they're easier to trade. Holtz, a team might be willing to pick up. As for their goaltending situation, Carter Hart's injured. They already have a 3 goaltender team. I don't know that they would add another goaltender unless they were willing to move either Schmid or Hill. And I don't know that they want to do that. And Hill's contract is pricey considering his play this year and his injury history.
For the Leafs to be considered sellers, they actually need to sell something. What position do you think the Leafs should try to fill?
Well, right now, they're definitely selling. So we're seeing players go. And then I think they'll try to replace those players with young guys to sell Leaf fans on the future the rest of the way. So Easton Cowan will finally get the ice time that he should have had all season. And we'll probably see him play a lot better with that. And Michelli's going to get that opportunity too.
Logan O'Connor skating with the Avs this morning. He could be back soon, which is a huge ad in itself.
Logan O'Connor's return is why Colorado's made the recent deal that they did where they traded out Sammy Girard. That is to make that cap space so they can activate O'Connor off of long-term injured reserve.
Hello, Mr. Yvonne's husband. Are there any players that make sense for the Habs to acquire without going overboard?
There's a lot of guys who are available. I mean, there's the possibility that they go for some help up front. Montreal really doesn't need a lot. Like, I think the big thing at the trade deadline is that there's fans that are looking for their team to fix what's wrong with them at the deadline. And generally, if the team's got problems, deadline doesn't necessarily fix it. I don't think Montreal has any major problems. I do have concerns about their goaltending, but Dobesh is a good goaltender. I don't know that trading Montembeault and any of the names that are out there with goaltenders necessarily fix things. So Montreal might be okay as is.
Do you see the Rangers doing anything beyond Panarin and Carrick? And do you see them as only selling this year? And I agree, I don't see Trocheck.
I think that if a team came in with a fantastic offer for one of their top players, they'd consider it. But I don't think the Rangers do it today. I think we'll see a lot of movement in the offseason with salary cap going up by a lot. I think we'll see some big movement then. And we'll probably get a better idea for where the Rangers are at that point as well, as to whether this is just a quick retool or if it's going to be more of a rebuild.
Ain't no way the Canes go into the postseason with Bussi and Kochetkov. Anderson is going to be injured.
But Kochetkov's injured right now. So right now they'd be going into the playoffs with Bussi and Anderson. Carolina plays fantastic hockey in front of Bussi too. So they may very well be comfortable with what they have in net.
Yvonne, have you negotiated a better contract, or is Shannon still paying you in potatoes? Also, Shannon, hop on the bet phone and tell Gary to force teams to make trades. People demand entertainment.
Oh, Vinny Hinostroza got traded to Florida for futures. Oh, I like Vinny.
What can the Bolts get for Bjorkstrand?
Right now, I don't know that Bjorkstrand would generate a ton of interest. I mean, he's a 20 goal scorer, so he does have that working for him, and goal scorers are always going to have a certain level of interest around the NHL. I don't know how much of a market there is though, and it with where Tampa is in the standings, what would they be looking for in return for Bjorkstrand? Would it just be the cap space they'd be looking for? So it would depend on what they're looking for and whether or not there's a market. I don't know how much of a market there is right now.
Hey, Heiskanen. Longtime viewer, shout out, you guys. Do you think Sabres will close on another top 6 forward before 2 p.m.?
Top 6 forwards are difficult, and the asking price is always high. So for the Sabres, they're clearly willing to pay a heavy price. They almost got Robert Thomas. They're trying. If there's a top 6 forward out there, Buffalo might be the top bidder for that top 6 forward. And then it's a matter of, does that top 6 forward have trade protection? The trade protection players have really does limit what teams can do at the deadline.
Another person asking what the Bolts could get for Bjorkstrand.
I would think a pick or a prospect. I don't think it would be a high price for Bjorkstrand.
I'm bored, Shannon. Make something interesting happen.
Well, I mean, even the cats. The cats are
Maple.
Kind of quiet. You got Maple, you got Azrael. They're just sort of lounging on top of the cat trees.
There's another one. Shadow is right there too.
So
people could see Maple get into the tree. I saw lots of comments of Kitty.
Yeah, the cats are having a quiet day.
Super exciting in here.
Bear's sleeping in the other bed over here.
I don't have a bun by my feet anymore. She was by my feet just for quite a while.
Frank reported that the Avs and Toronto are in talks for McMahon. That would be an interesting pickup.
Where is Bear? She's probably in the other room on her heated bed. Oh, she's on that heated bed.
Yep.
We have 3 heated beds. One's upstairs. So
she was so dedicated to me, and she loved me so much until we got heated beds. This will do. Not smelly like that human. So.
Channel is appreciated.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Do you have a doggo? We do not.
Nope.
We have a lot of cats, a lot of rabbits, 2 guinea pigs, and 3 children.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
Yeah, so we don't have a dog just because we have other animals, and I don't have the time to give to a dog. We have a special needs child that is not the best with dogs. And so, we don't have the time that a dog would need. It would not be fair for a dog to be in this house. But we have a bunch of other animals. Oh, how many? We have 5 cats and 5 bunnies. So it's a lot. And they do get along just fine. The rabbits more pick on the cats than the other way around. Because that question usually comes up next. Yvonne is wearing my favorite Kings jersey. I wish they would go to those colors. Agreed, right? The black is boring. I mean, it looks nice, but it's boring. Do you think cash considerations can be a top 6 forward in Chicago?
Future considerations getting traded today, probably the least surprising thing, and I wouldn't be surprised if future considerations gets traded again.
There she is. There, see, you've seen all the kitties but Pixel.
Okay. I'm going to open a pack of cards because, there's no trades going on right now. And so we'll see who's in this pack and if any of the players got traded or in this pack. Tage Thompson with Buffalo. Mitch Marner with Toronto. Well, he's been traded since then. Sean Couturier rising to the occasion. Austin Matthews. I can't make this up. I can't. It's Austin Matthews rise to the occasion. Mason McTavish, Brock Besser, and Roman Yossi. So I got Brock out of that pack. Who knows? So if any of those guys get traded, I made it happen.
Can you start using a laser pointer to make this more exciting?
If I use a laser pointer, it's gonna make the cats a little more excitable.
Right? That's why it would make it more exciting.
Yeah.
Because we've got 4 cats in this room.
And the only one that doesn't like the laser pointer, well, no, I don't think Maple cares about. Does she care about the laser pointer? Yeah, she does. She used to lawn dart herself into the wall.
Yes. Just she's not Azrael levels who will jump up like all
Azrael will harm herself trying to get to that laser, and so I don't use the laser pointer as much as I used to.
Yes, our rabbits are free roam.
Yes.
We have 2 that come down. So we're in the downstairs part of our house. They have a room that they're mostly in with cat trees. They're bunny trees for them and their things. And for the most part, they really stay in that room. There's 2 of them that'll go like to the living room. And Cinnabon and Licorice are the only 2 that come downstairs as well. The others just don't want to.
Licorice usually comes down here if he thinks there's extra food down here.
Yeah, he comes down here for second salad.
Yeah.
During salad time, I'll have salad upstairs and then come down here and have seconds.
And when he comes down, he'll come in here and he thumps at me on the way by. Like, I'm not here for petting. I'm not here for
even
affection. Don't even look at me. I'm just down here for food. So yeah, he thumps on his way past me.
Preemptive warning. Don't dare.
Yeah.
Do you think the jackets are done?
The Garland edition is nice. I like it. I don't think they need to do a lot else. If Columbus was done with that move, I'm okay with that. I think they're going to be dangerous. Boston did not look great last night. That spot's available if Columbus is going to jump up and grab it.
Okay. Got that one right. What do the Canes need? Someone suggested second line center, but so does everyone else. Trying to off-road Anderson would be difficult too. So what are realistic options for the Canes?
Shore things up today with depth. Make sure you're happy with your forward depth, your defensive depth. That second line center, the obvious answer would be Pettersson from Vancouver, but that's an off-season move. So the one rumor that's always been out there is that Pettersson would end up going to Carolina and that we would see Kotkaniemi and something else maybe going back to Vancouver. But that would be a very complicated trade to make happen. Why are they showing an AI video on here?
Reports Shannon going to Bolts for a second.
Me?
Pass.
Why would I go to, I don't,
Pass.
Do you want to go to Tampa?
I don't. I really don't. I don't know that our children would appreciate
the lightning
that
capital
either.
of the world. That's why they're called that.
I mean, that part's cool, but pass. Longtime fan, first time chatter. Go Jackets. Do you think Columbus grabs a
7 or 8?
7 or 8 D today? Also, sorry about Garland. He's going to be a favorite here.
I'm glad Garland got out. I don't think it gets stated enough just how toxic things have been around Vancouver and the Canucks, and this year's just been an absolute nightmare. I'm very happy for players who get out. It reminds me of 97, 98. It really does. Like when players got traded from the Vancouver Canucks in the late 90s when everything was falling apart, I was happy for them to be able to get out of that mess.
Do you think the Jackets are done?
The Garland move may very well be that one move that they make. We've only got 5 trades made so far today, though. Maybe we see another move made, but probably nothing major.
You do need a future considerations jersey. He gets traded a lot.
But what team would I get future considerations in?
You'd have to make it one of those not a team color even.
It'd have to just have a question mark on the front.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Shannon. Tonight's Stars and Avs game will be fire. There you go.
See, look at that. That's supposed to be Lindsay Hamilton a long time ago and now. And she's like, that doesn't even look like me. It's an AI thing they did.
Why?
They did an AI of everybody before and now. I don't know. They're that bored and they wanted to burn some trees.
That's true.
I don't. We're bored. We got to make AI videos. No, you don't. You really don't.
Here's a theory. The Canucks are stacking up on draft picks to To use a currency to try and draft the Ruck twins to play with whatever top 3 picks they get in this year's draft.
I think that it's just a plan of get as many picks as possible. I hope that's what it is. I hope there's not a plan for specific players when the draft isn't until June. Stockpile draft picks, and as I always say, it's like a lottery. The more tickets you have, the more of a chance you have of winning. Except with the actual lottery, your odds of winning are still pretty long. But in terms of hockey, if you have multiple first and second round picks, good chance one of them is going to be a really good NHL player.
I heard about 2 hours ago the Stars are sniffing around. What is their cap space? No way they go for Kadri, but Hola or Blucher, maybe no Coleman because terms.
I think Coleman, the asking price is high too. I don't think they have anywhere near the space to get Kadri. And so Bluger would be a solid addition for them if they picked him up. They've already dealt with the Canucks this week where they picked up Tyler Myers. Bluger would be an excellent fit, although they've already got Faksa for their fourth line center.
Okay. Hold on. All right, Tampa, death metal capital of the world. Go Lightning. That doesn't sound right. That can't be right.
I'm sure there's Finnish bands that would argue with
that's
that.
what I was thinking. It can't be Tampa.
If Finnish death metal bands weren't out shooting their album covers right now in the wilds of Finland, they would have a word about that.
Thoughts on what the Jets got for Logan Stanley?
I like Roseanne. I don't know how much NHL upsides necessarily, but I don't mind Roseanne. I think they did all right. Stanley was not going to be in the long-term plans. He's having the best season he's ever had. You got to strike while the iron's hot.
Do you still check the U.S. post office box, or am I better off finding a way to send a jersey to Canada?
It's rare.
Yeah, it is. It is
check.
Very tricky. I got American mail
a month ago.
2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. And that was the first time I'd crossed the border in a year. But we do have it brought up to us occasionally, but it can be.
It just takes a while.
Yeah, it can be a while. And
I will eventually get it.
With that, it does get to us.
I will eventually get it.
Yeah, we just got a Christmas card like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, we still appreciate it. It's really cool still.
We do keep them.
It does take us a while to get things from the States. Yes. It's skipping around.
Yeah, well, stop it.
Abbotsford is the place to be. You know it.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
Look it up.
Everything closes at 9:00.
Thoughts on the giant defense of Sabres and Stars? Hashtag NBA on skates.
Yeah, the average height of defensemen in Dallas right now is 6'4". So, and yeah, Buffalo's defense by adding Stanley gets a lot taller. So that does seem to be something that teams that win Stanley Cups usually have is big defense.
I go to the Abbotsford games. I go to most of the games, and there are some teams, they've got some huge players, and it is noticeable how tall some of those boys are.
Well, it also helps that really Abbotsford might be the shortest.
Yes, they are not a lot of tall guys. There's a couple that are taller than the others, but there are some teams that it's like they're a foot taller. Some of them are huge.
Yeah. Look at that trade bait board. Nobody's gone.
This live stream feels like a better show than TSN Trade Center.
Thank you very much.
Aw, thanks. Maybe because we're not having to show weird AI videos.
Nick Delorier to Carolina for conditional 7th confirmed. Well, there you go. People asking about Carolina, they get Nick Delorier. So, I mean, you know what, though, I will say for Delorier, I think he's probably a little bit better than people think he is. He can take a 4th line shift, and he can drop the gloves.
Oh, that's true. We have more cats on our stream, so that does
that definitely bumps it up.
Yeah, see, right now you guys can look at a cat bum. You're welcome. Oh, somebody's gifting memberships. That's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We really need to try and get to doing our member live stream
Yes.
We will get back to it. I'm sorry it is taking us forever.
I
to
was
get
thinking
back
that
to
the member
everything.
live streams we could do on because if we're going to do the public live streams on Saturdays, we could do the regular live stream on like either Tuesday or Thursday, depending on which day works better for you.
It depends on what time we do it. Tuesdays.
Be during games.
Tuesdays usually work best because Thursday I sometimes have to drive children
Right.
places.
Right.
I won't for a while though. We're going to be down a kid. So
True.
One of our kiddos is traveling to Europe and he's going to be there for a little over a month. Pretty excited for him. I think that's awesome. Hey, hockey guy.
Howdy,
I know
howdy.
you've been someone hoping to see the Sabres improve over the years. Do you think they have a real cup shot this year?
You know, the tricky part with Buffalo is going to be the fact they have so little experience. If they can overcome the fact this team has so little playoff experience, yeah, they're a contender. They've got a big center in Thompson. They've got very good goaltending. They've got a good defense core. There's no reason for them not to be seen as a contender.
Somebody says Florida is the birthplace of death metal. I could see that. That's cool. I didn't know that.
I'm going to check with all the Finnish death metal bands and see.
Thoughts on Wild movements not getting one or two center due to high price tag?
I think the Wild have done well. I think considering the trade market and how expensive everything seems to be right now, I think the Wild have done well. The big addition was made a long time ago with the bringing in Quinn Hughes from the Canucks, and that's going to be huge for them come playoff time. See how well Hughes, Kaprizov, Boldy, how well these guys work together in a playoff environment.
My best coworkers are cats.
They're probably my favorite coworkers.
Sometimes they're obnoxious though.
Sometimes
they're really obnoxious. We have two cats that can be very insistent that they need treats right now or they need held right now and will just meow and meow and meow.
And then there's Maple if she thinks she can go outside.
And meow. Yes. Where do you see Patrick Laine going either today or in the off season? I don't know anybody would want.
If Laine goes in the offseason, it'll be as an unrestricted free agent. I just think the price tag is still high, and I've seen reporters saying that the price tag's not too high and teams are willing to add him, but I don't know. He hasn't played for a long time, and when he has played for Montreal, he's not the same player he was. He's gone through a lot. He's had a lot of injuries. I don't know what you'd expect from Laine at this point.
With Detroit's number one needs
top forward defenseman.
Who is left for them to reasonably target at this point?
Parayko's name obviously is out there. Might be a reasonable ask. I don't know that Parayko would necessarily go to Detroit either. Parayko wants to stay in the West, so I haven't heard much about other top four defensemen being available. We know the Canucks aren't moving Kronik, and a lot of the rest of the blue line in Vancouver are players that they won't necessarily move and wouldn't necessarily appeal to a team looking for a top four defenseman at the deadline. So I don't know if we're going to see another top four defenseman get moved.
Is Montreal going to do anything? We need a goalie.
The goaltending thing is tricky, but they do have Fowler in the minors. And I could see, if Montembeault doesn't get things straightened up, I could see Fowler being called up, and I could see Fowler potentially being a starter for the playoffs. I think Fowler's a good goaltender, though. I don't think that would be a problem for Montreal. I think that might be a problem for another team.
Getting rid of a kid, huh? Good choice. I know. I frequently tell our kids that we have too many kids.
We've had the for sale sign out front, and
kids are obnoxious. That's when they're mom.
Other than people phoning the police for us trying to sell a child, I don't. I was like, well, what else are we supposed to do?
To be fair, two of the children that live here are adults.
Yeah,
they're not
right
actual children.
Right,
they're adult children, which is just as much work as the younger age. But yeah, we're getting rid of one of the adult ones for a little over a month.
Yeah.
So yeah, but he's our super chill kid.
Yeah, he is.
So then we just have the two that don't get along
Don't get
and
along
yell
at
at each
all.
other
Don't get along
all
at
the
all.
time. They yell at each other all the time.
The number one thing in the morning that prevents me from getting videos done earlier than I normally do is
the morning yelling at each other.
I mean, if you guys are fine
hurting.
with hearing people yelling at each other in the background, I can get videos done a lot quicker. But
and it's a 13-year-old girl and a 21-year-old man. He's huge too. My boys are a foot taller than me. Gabriel is more than a foot tall. They're huge. They're huge man children.
And then I have to pause sometimes too, because your voice and her voice similar when you get upset. So I'm like, is that Adelaide or Yvonne right now? I should go check and see. Because if it's Yvonne, I don't like her getting upset since August. So I try to make sure she's not getting too upset.
If kids would actually listen, but kids don't listen.
And if it's Adelaide, I figure she's good. She'll figure this out. She's good.
She will let the boys know.
Yeah, she's good.
How would you fix the Sens goaltending issues?
I mean, Olmark's been better since coming back from his leave. Reimer is okay as a backup. I don't know if Ottawa, let's just say Ottawa goes on a run and makes the playoffs. I don't know if I see them winning around with Olmark as the starter, just to be honest. And I don't think there's a goaltender available right now that's going to fix it. Yeah, I don't think there's a goaltender available that's going to fix it.
Adult children do eat more, especially when those adult children are over 6 foot tall.
Liljegren to Capitals per Chris Johnston. So that, depending on what's going the other way, might signal the Caps aren't necessarily selling.
Any more moves from Tampa?
Nothing from Tampa yet. I don't know that Tampa needs to do very much. I like their squad. I do know that they haven't played well coming out of the break, but that happens.
Kids these days don't get how a goalie like Osgood could shut down a fantastic star squad of the late 90s, but sucked versus the Avs. Man, 90s NHL was lit.
Dallas could not beat Detroit. I remember when Dallas won the Cup in 99, and for all the people to talk about the skate in the crease, one of the talking points back then was they only won because Detroit got knocked out by Colorado, and that if Detroit had played Dallas, Dallas would have got knocked out, and then, who knows, maybe Colorado then would have won the Cup in 99. But that was definitely a talking point with Detroit. And yeah, Osgood does deserve a lot more credit.
Kids these days, and ends it with lit. LOL. Agreed.
I think the Oilers' wing depth signings have gone sour recently, just on luck years or something with the Oilers system. Well, I mean, if signings don't work out, that can point to pro scouts too. Maybe an expectation, especially with Mangiapane. I think the expectation was he'd bounce back. I thought he'd bounce back. He got ice time, and he just didn't. So sometimes it's just bad luck too.
Why not just kids free to a good home? Because they'd bring them back.
Yeah.
I've told the kids that people, if they just tried to kidnap them, they'd be bringing them back. They'd probably give us a bill or something.
It's chocolates.
I'm sure. Yeah. No doubt.
Happy eye surgeries were a success, Shannon. I am too. Do I think Buffalo should add anything else? Is their roster solid enough for a deep run? I do like the additions they've made over the last 48 hours. I think they're pretty good. They've caught Tampa for first in the division, which nobody saw coming. And so, yeah, they're in pretty good shape.
Oh my gosh. I was the oldest of 8 with the youngest just 11 years younger.
My dad was from a family of 11.
Poor mother. Yeah, well, that's how my granddad was one of 13. I know, right?
And
he was the only boy that lived.
As my mother would say, did they not know what was causing it?
Well, back then, didn't really have a lot of choice.
That was always how my mother would put it, that if she saw a woman with like 4 kids, she'd say, do you understand what's caused this? Do you know why you have so many children? So, yeah.
Happy deadline day, hockey guy and hockey lady. Question, do Josh Bailey or Cal Clutterbuck qualify for THG Hall of Fame?
I haven't done an addition to the THG
Yeah.
Hall of Fame for a long time because I've kind of been like, okay, I'll wait. I think I did a Josh Bailey career video. I think I have. I know I have not done one on Clutterbuck. I mean, maybe I could just take that whole identity line from the Islanders and just do that. Apparently, Braden Shen could be going to the Islanders. They're saying that's gaining momentum. That's their way of saying we don't know for sure that he's going to, because if they say going to the Islanders, then it doesn't happen. Then everybody gets mad at him. So yeah.
Yeah, family doesn't always equal friends.
We've
Very
had that
true.
discussion many times. When we're watching these ridiculous dating shows, and it's always like, well, I think
They
family's
have to
most
come
important.
from a good
They
family
have to
and-
have a close
Why?
connection with their family. What if their family's a bunch of crazy people?
It's not your fault if your family's crap. Speaking
I
as somebody
just-
who has not spoke to their sister for 15 years, 14 years.
I
and
still think
before
we
that,
should get-
I barely talked to her. I
Nah,
tried.
I still think we should get you and
She
your
showed me
sister
why I
together
don't-
on a reality
no,
show.
No.
We
no.
need to get you and your sister on
No.
Traders.
I would not.
together.
I wouldn't be on a reality show. There is no way I would go on a reality show.
I'll talk to
No
some
way.
people. We'll make
There's
it happen.
no chance I would do
It'll be
that.
fine.
And I certainly wouldn't do it with my sister.
No,
And
it'll
I
be
was
fine.
one of those, and when I was young, that people would always say, "Oh, when you guys are adults, you guys are going to be best friends." No, because a
See,
horrible person is a horrible
But I was
person.
always told, because my father drank and I always said I wouldn't. And I had people going,
yeah.
now that you've said it, that means you're going to do it too. Nope.
Nah. In high school, I would have people, "How are you so normal when your family is so crazy?" Because I can tell that they're crazy. That's how. Yeah. Anyways, Oiler fans since 79. Don't expect Oilers as cup contenders, but if they make playoffs, it's a new season. Who knows? Thanks, Hockey Guy channel, for your dedication. Good job.
Thank you. These are all the trades that have happened since the live stream started a while back. As you can see, no one's been traded as of yet. So any of the trades that already happened today, I did the video on before the live stream went up, and I thought, well, I'm gonna have to have this board empty because there's gonna be a lot of trades. So
There never is.
board's still empty. It just feels like the trade deadline is starting to become ridiculously quiet, comparatively speaking to what it was
Because
5
they're
years
not
ago.
doing the last minute. Braden Shen to the Isles, Saravelli.
Yeah, that's what they're reporting on TSN as well. I haven't seen the return for Shen as of yet. Oh, there we go. They're talking about Shen now on the trade. Harvey's trade bait. See, Harvey's supports the trade bait board.
Oh. Are they feeding the trade bait board? Because
I
otherwise.
don't know. Looks like the Shen trade hasn't officially gone down yet because they still show Blues logo under his name.
Death, taxes, and bolts getting cold after a break.
Yeah, that does seem to be a thing. I seem to remember that coming out of, was it out of Four Nations or was it out of an All-Star break? I do remember us having that discussion.
Isn't this dude a Red Wings hater? Which dude? If you're talking about Shannon, no.
No. Mickey Redmond's a national treasure. I would love to see Mickey Redmond happy and see the Red Wings do something in the playoffs. Red Wings haven't been in the playoffs since the channel came around, and I felt bad about it. I've even mentioned it to her a few times.
Shen to Islanders.
That's the rumor. That's what they're saying. I've not seen the return as of yet.
Did I? Sorry, it skips around sometimes.
It does skip around.
Sometimes it's tricky for me to get all the super chats. Hey Shannon, do you think that Columbus will get? Is that Foligno back via trade, and who do you think they will trade for?
Foligno just went to Minnesota this morning. So Nick Foligno's in Minnesota. He'll finish the season there. I could see Foligno going back to Columbus to sign for a day as a retirement move. I could see that. Columbus with the Garland trade last night, that might have been their big move. Okay. They may not make a whole lot of other trades outside of that.
With Liljegren traded to Caps, do you think something makes a big trade now?
Liljegren going to the Caps, to me, is just a sign that they sold off John Carlson, but adding Liljegren on the blue line means they're not necessarily giving up on the playoffs. Adding that little bit of depth to the blue line to offset losing Carlson.
Yes, if you write in all caps, it will be deleted. One of our mods will delete it for me because I don't appreciate being yelled at. Thank
All
you.
caps.
Logren to the Caps is a UFA after this year. Do they keep him or do they try to re-sign Carlson in the offseason? Thoughts on the Carlson trade?
Liljegren, it depends how he plays. If he plays well, they keep him. If he doesn't, then you let him go to market. They will probably try to get Carlson back after this year as an unrestricted free agent. I think this trade is a good move for the Ducks. I think it's interesting for the Caps because it definitely weakens that blue line. But if you're looking at the long-term picture, it's a smart move from a long-term perspective.
Do you see the Sens making a run for Wallstead? Spent all afternoon yesterday researching KHL goalies because I really want to have a good goalie.
Wallstead's been colder lately. Gustafson's definitely been the better goaltender in Minnesota. Wallstead would be an upgrade, obviously, over Reimer. Might be an upgrade over Ullmark as well. I don't know what the asking price from Minnesota is, but I know Minnesota would be looking at it as just selling off Wallstead. They'd want probably a forward back, and I don't know if they'd have a forward that Minnesota would want out of Ottawa.
Maybe we call for a wellness check on the league's GMs. Snoozer.
It's how it works at the trade deadline. Sadly, that is very, very much how things work.
Family is the people you choose who are special to you. Plenty of people that are technically family don't act like it, and vice versa. Yes. For us, we have chosen family. My kids have 2 chosen grandmothers. Yeah. So that's all I'll say about that.
I chose Yvonne
But
as
agree.
my family.
Absolutely. Neither of us really have actual family, so we do have some chosen family. My kiddos have 2 chosen grandmothers that are awesome to my kids, and we really like them. And then we've got other friends that, we've mentioned that they're our family. Hey Shannon, do you think that Columbus will get Foligno back via trade? And who do you think? Oh, okay, yes, because that's right. I didn't read it before I got down to it. It's skipping again. I think I got them all. Okay, love the Stars jersey, Shannon.
Thank you. I'm hoping that they have a good day. All right, so Elmer Soderblom's been traded by Detroit to Pittsburgh in exchange for a 3rd-round pick this year, which was originally San Jose's going to Detroit. I'm kind of surprised.
Is Brad Tree Living asleep? Oh, Shannon's writing.
Okay, so Shen is headed to the Islanders. We just don't know for what yet.
Somebody likes my hair. Thank you.
Yeah, I allow her to do that with her hair.
That is so not a thing. That's not a thing. My hair has changed color since I got sick, though. It's the weirdest thing. Like, can you see that? Look at my hair changed color when I got sick. It's a different color now, and I have a bunch of gray hair as well. And I looked it up, and that's just something that can happen when you get really, really sick and you're nutrient deficient. So you can get a bunch of gray hair, and sometimes it'll go back and sometimes it won't. So we'll see what color my hair ends up.
So did Elias Pettersson go to the Sharks? I don't know that the Sharks would be interested in Pettersson if it's the one that's $11 million, because they're going to have to pay a lot of money for those young players. There'd be no interest, I would think, from the Sharks in Pettersson.
Wouldn't it be funny if Vegas trades for Kane?
I don't see that happening.
I
don't see that happening.
No. I mean, they can have them.
I think New Jersey are done. Big fan. Sorry, I can't give more. Oh, no need for apologies there. New Jersey, I know they want to get stuff done. I think there's a lot of teams today that want to get stuff done. The asking price from selling teams is high, and so it's seen as a buyer's market. Maybe they get a deal done at the very end of this.
Where would Tyler Bertuzzi benefit the most being traded to?
I think he's great in Chicago. I wouldn't trade Bertuzzi if I was the Blackhawks. He's still in his prime right now. I mean, if he was getting traded, he'd fit right in Dallas because he parks himself in front of the net. He can bury those goals, but Dallas has got guys who do that right now, so we'll see.
Appreciate the channel. Very glad to see you both okay after all the insane health issues recently. Go Bruins.
Agreed. Okay, so the Kings, this isn't a trade, but the Kings have signed Matthew Joseph for the rest of the season. I'll do it in a different color.
What are the chances that the Ducks will become division leaders by the end of the season?
The Ducks, if Vegas doesn't get their act together, they have a really good shot at it. Anaheim's the best team in the division right now. They're playing really well. And for Vegas, I'm surprised we haven't seen Vegas make any moves yet today. You would think they'd be active with how overall poorly things have gone. I know they've shored up their bottom six, but I don't know if that's enough.
Thanks for coming out, hockey couple. I know that Yvonne's health has been ... complicated this year. It's good to see you up and about. Yeah, it's been super crappy health-wise.
One word for it is complicated.
Super crappy.
Yeah.
I keep thinking that I need to do a video on like what actually happened on the Entertainment Guy, because there's got to be somebody else has had something similar. I know what happened to me was super just crazy rare. Our oldest special needs son keeps being worried that something will happen again. Like he even told me they're gone for this weekend. And then my two older boys are at a convention in town this weekend. And Malachi told me before he left that he was a little worried that something would happen to me while he was gone. And so I had to reassure him, that shouldn't happen. I should be good now. And you're not that far away. You can always get on a bus and he'd be home in 2 hours. But yeah, it has been crazy, but I'm getting better. I'm still not as strong as I would like to be, but I'm getting there. But it's weird. It's really weird. It would be cool if I found other people that had any kind of experience similar, just because it's quite the adjustment, and that'd be cool, but haven't found anybody yet. What do the Caps have to do to make the playoffs?
I mean, the Caps are in tough, being as far back as they are. They're 6-4 in their last 10. It may just be a matter of, I mean, the schedule's not their friend. They've only got 19 games left compared to a lot of other teams have 21 or 22. Consistency, more consistency in their game. Stick to Carberry's system just that little bit more. They've been good at times. It is getting down to that end of the season time. We've got 1 quarter of the season left. I don't know. It's tough to pin down with Washington. And now they're going to have to do it without Carlson's production from the blue line.
Which Canadian team might win the cup this year? This year.
Jeez.
Man.
So not Vancouver.
No.
Not Toronto.
Not Winnipeg.
Not Calgary. Not Winnipeg. Probably not Ottawa.
Oh.
So it's down to Montreal and Edmonton. Montreal might be the best shot. I said a couple years ago, maybe Montreal, since they were the last Canadian team to win the cup, they have to be the one to break the curse. So
Oilers have been so good recently, but I don't know, this year.
No, the Oilers.
I know that's
Oilers
this
are
year?
only 4 points ahead of that playoff line right now.
They were so much better the past couple of years.
Yeah, so. It's something. So the return for Shen is not known that I've seen yet.
With Curtis Taylor, the Canucks have the tallest player in the NHL. That's how you begin a rebuild.
I mean, it's one thing you can do. I guess I can put Eberle signing an extension on the board because I'll be talking about those too.
First time chatter here. Don't know much about hockey, but can we request pets to the cats? Oh, it's been requested. Maple's like, why are you touching me? I was sleeping.
Then she goes right back to sleep. When she knows it's me, she's fine.
Hey guys, hope you're both doing better health-wise. By the way, do you think the Bruins are selling or buying today?
It's pretty obvious from the way Don Sweeney's talked about it that he'd like to buy. I would hope that Boston doesn't part with first-round draft picks and things of that nature. Yeah. So right now it sounds like they're buyers.
Wife got me the Bolts Stadium Series jersey. Way better looking up close. Been a Bolts fan since I was 6.
It is.
And that was the best game I've ever been to.
Yeah, it is definitely better in person. Oh, there we go. First, third, and a prospect for Shen. For which year?
Malachi is a great name. Reminds me of Kurt Vonnegut.
Vonnegut.
Oh, okay. I picked the name Malachi when I was still in high school. I picked his first name and middle name I had picked out when I was in high school, and my mom told me it was a stupid name.
So a first, a third, and a prospect. But which years are those draft picks in and which prospect?
If the Wild don't lock up a top 6 center, is that a fail given the rest of the league's moves?
I mean, I haven't seen anybody else picking up, like Braden Shen at this point in his career is a third line center. So it's a good pickup for the Islanders, but Shen at this point is better suited as being a third line center. So, yeah, I don't think it would be a fail. They wouldn't be happy necessarily, but I wouldn't qualify it as a fail.
Is this the year a non-Canadian/Russian starting goalie wins the cup? It's been these two nations since 2015.
It may continue that way. I would be kind of surprised if it doesn't.
I got that one. It keeps skipping around.
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to not miss any. Okay, got that one.
I'll just wipe out those altogether. Look for.
I didn't notice the cats. Yeah, you can actually see several cats today. You've got Maple at the top, and then Shadow is the black puddle right there. There's Shadow, and then Azrael is right next to Maple. You just can't see her. Bear's not. I don't see Bear right now.
Yeah, she's gone back to her normal spot, I think.
Probably went out to the other room to that heating pad. She's off of this heating pad. She prefers the other one.
I haven't seen the Delorier trade actually reported by the teams that were involved in the Delorier trade.
My cat is watching the live stream, furthering his puck knowledge. There you go. Somebody said it's on the Canes Instagram.
Oh, well, it's not on their X feed.
Is Utah a dark horse with Uyghur?
I don't know if they're a dark horse, but it definitely makes them better. Oh, very minor trade between Chicago and the Rangers. Chicago gets Derek Pouliot, Aiden Thompson going to the Rangers. I'm not putting that on the board. That's strictly an AHL move.
What do you think?
There we go.
I can't read it, Shannon.
Delorier to the Hurricanes. Delorier can play fourth line minutes. Doesn't hurt you, and he can drop the gloves. I think it's a good move. It toughens them up a little bit. One thing I've talked about with Carolina is they might need a little more toughness. Talked about that for years, though. And it's another guy named Nick getting moved. So,
there's people saying there's a few other minor trades. Blackhawks and Rangers.
Yeah, that's the one I just talked about.
What was the other one? Chicago. Yeah, this is another one. Same one. Bobrovsky to Vegas.
No, I can't see Bobrovsky to Vegas because Bobrovsky wouldn't be an upgrade over Schmid. And are you trading Hill's contract to pick up Bobrovsky? Like I don't think that works at all. Bobrovsky is not, like I've said earlier in the live stream, he is not having a good season. And he's 37 years of age, and he's on an expiring contract.
Does Vancouver miss Shilovs and Artie Party? He won us the only cup in Vancouver NHL history.
Nope. I like Tolopilo. I think Tolopilo is a good goaltender. I think he's ready to be a backup at the NHL level. I'd like to see the Canucks make room for him to be the backup next year.
Would be out of luck. I mean, not that Abbotsford's doing well.
Medvedev can jump in for Abbotsford next year.
Not doing well at all, but want to say thank you for doing this. Thanks for giving an unbiased opinion and thoughtful statements.
No problem. And I don't yell. I've noticed a lot of yelling in the announcing now on the NHL games. I don't understand what all the yelling is about.
There is. It's really, really obnoxious.
There was a game last night where there was like yelling for a goal 3 minutes into the first period. I'm like, whoa, just pace yourself. Stop it.
Got a little waving pair.
You like the little pair things.
They're funny.
Little stickers.
They're just silly.
They are.
Yeah. Who doesn't like stickers?
I generally don't get stickers.
Loud equals cruise control for cool.
If Carolina's watching the live stream, hi, because now they've posted it to their X feed.
It's Nashville Stain, Pat.
Nashville's already sold off, I think, almost everybody that they're going to. Howla might move today, but I mean, Nashville looked good last night against Boston, so it's definitely not a full sale.
What does Edmonton need to turn it around?
The goaltending's been inconsistent. I don't know how you fix that right now. I don't think that can get fixed today. I think they've been trying to shore up the blue line as is. But scoring from the wings is probably going to be a discussion point with Edmonton at some point in time, too. It just feels like we go there every year. I don't know if we'll get there this year necessarily as much as we have in previous years, but that's my guess.
Would you ever consider reacting to games live?
I'm not a big reactor. Even like back in 2019 when I was doing live reacts for the Boston Bruins in the final, I really don't react, especially if I know the camera's on. One thing that I'm aware of is that whatever you do in a video or a live stream can end up in memes and it can end up all over the internet. I learned that very early on.
Mm-hmm.
So I do control my reactions. So if for instance, if I'm watching a Boston game and the other team scores and I've got a Boston jersey on, I have to just stone face.
And people get upset that he's not one of those guys that are like, ah.
I've never
which
done
is
that,
really obnoxious.
Yeah, I've never done that.
Do you think Vegas trades Hill and calls up Carl Lindbom?
No. I think for Vegas, I think they want to get Hill going as we get ready for the playoffs. And so yeah, that's probably their best way forward. Try to get Hill going.
Please, to break the Canucks lottery curse, don't wear the bucket hat. You haven't worn the bucket hat for a few years, have you?
No.
I didn't. Yeah, I don't think so. He usually wears Canucks though. Or did you last year? Last year, didn't you wear somebody else?
I don't think I wore Canucks last year.
That's what I just said.
And I haven't worn the bucket hat for a long time. It's been a long time.
Would you add a defenseman in the sense in the off season, or would you prioritize goaltending or forwards and trust Clevin, Jensen, Madam Paolo?
In the off season, I would look to shore up the goaltending first. The defense core is good. Could still use some improvement. The defense could still use some improvement in Ottawa. There's a little bit of everything that I feel like Ottawa needs. So, but they could still make the playoffs. We could still see them end up making the playoffs this year, especially if Ullmark can be locked in for that final quarter of the season.
A high, pretty lady and the dude beside her.
That sounds right.
The reason I follow is the calm, steady knowledge. There's enough people online that like to yell a lot.
Yeah, I don't do the yelling and all that. And even like the rage that people have, towards Vancouver and the expectation that I'm gonna rage on Vancouver a lot. Why? I just I get it out when it comes, and then that's it. Like, all right, well, that's done. Move on to something else.
Hi, pretty dude, and the girl beside her. I am not Shannon's daughter. Different comment. I am his wife. I am nowhere near young enough to be his daughter. I am 8 years younger than Shannon. I'm not sure if you're thinking I'm that young. If so, thank you. Or if he's that old.
Yeah,
Which, I mean, we are both old. We have adult children. Nah, there's only 8 years between us, and I am his wife.
Yes.
But thank you, I guess, maybe. I don't know. I did get lots of comments in hospital about, wait, your kids are how old? No, I was an adult and I was married before I had children. They were planned. It's one of the jersey sweatshirts, but it is the old style Kings, but it's one of those the jersey hoodies. It's got I really like the jersey hoodies. They're really comfortable. They're just like big. They're really big. They are very large, but they're very comfortable.
Does Kadri go to Montreal? If they feel like they can fit him into their cap, I think Kadri would be an excellent addition for Montreal. He's been playing well lately. If he's trying to up his value to get traded, it should work.
What is the status on Crosby, and will he be back by the playoffs?
Yes, it's supposed to be a 4-week turnaround on this injury. He's already back skating. He's right on time, so he will be back well before the playoffs. And I think Pittsburgh's going to be okay. They didn't look great last night, but that was Buffalo. Buffalo's kind of a wagon right now.
Shannon's 28. That means I'm 20, and that means I had a child a year before I was born.
If you've read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, that can happen. That can absolutely happen. It involves time control or time machine and birth control. Is how that works, because Zaphod Beeblebrox, I think, was his own father. So I just saying.
If I'm 20, I look really bad for 20.
You've had some hard years. You've had some hard years.
It's been a rough life.
And if you're 20, then I officially that doesn't work. I'm sorry. That just
that's kind of icky.
Way too many things I would bring up that you'd be like, I wasn't alive when that happened.
Right. True.
Like,
yeah.
I don't. When the age difference is that big, what do they talk about? I don't.
Even with us with 8 years difference, there's a huge difference in like music that we grew up with,
movies,
and
TV shows.
Yeah, movies, actors.
Yep.
Even world events. Totally different, even with just 8 years. So I can't imagine a large age gap. That would be odd. Toronto fan here. This year is my last rodeo. Can't do it anymore. Can we get a video in the off season for fans who are renouncing their fandom?
I've seen fans do that. A lot of the time they come back.
They do, yeah.
A lot of the time they come back. And there have been times where Dallas has strained my fandom, where Vancouver has strained, and Boston as well. And yet I always end up going back to those 3 teams. So don't be surprised when you go back.
You look good for 39, though. Definitely not 39. My birthday is in less than 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks.
Something like
that.
And
I will be 45.
I'm getting a bunch of crap, so I can just kind of, wrap it and give it to you. Big turducken of presents. So.
Do you think Kent Hughes makes a move today?
I hope so. I think Montreal's pretty well positioned. Tampa's shown some little bit more weakness coming out of the break. Buffalo looks fantastic, but we know they're unproven and they're inexperienced. If Montreal can get into a top 3 spot in that division and get that 3-2 matchup, you just never know.
Do you like Bobby Brink?
I do, and I think he'll do well in Minnesota. Brink's one of those guys in Philadelphia I kept waiting for to take off and really show that offense. Maybe it just didn't work in Tocchet's system. Maybe a change to Minnesota will help him. I still want Bobby Brink to play for the Boston Bruins. I do not understand why that has not happened. I'm hopeful someday I can say Bobby Brink of the Boston Bruins.
Has someone informed you that TSN did a fake draft lotto? We knew that part. The Leafs won the number 1 pick. Well, there goes that. Thank you for not having a one-sided opinion. Of course.
Did they stop the wheel on Toronto?
Of course they did.
Hey, we'll spin this and look, we won. Woohoo! Number 1. Yeah.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh.
Be great if it was a wheel and it was just all Toronto logos. Let's just spin this and see. Toronto won.
That is really funny. Okay. Do you think the Wild have a realistic cup chance with the moves they made, considering the division rivals they need to beat in the first place?
I think Minnesota's in the best position they've been in at least since the last time they won a round, which was 2015. Quinn Hughes is fantastic on the blue line. They have dynamic offense. I like what Minnesota's done at this deadline.
And with a lot of teams, you just got to get to the playoffs, and then you really don't know what's going to happen, because the teams that you think are going to do really well frequently don't, which means that players that you wouldn't necessarily think would do really well can do good. So,
yep,
that's fun. Your show has helped with my 6-hour drive from New York to Maine. Thank you. Go Sabres.
The Islanders and the Blues are staying at the same hotel. So the fact they made a trade with each other, not a huge surprise.
Oh, that makes it easy.
Yep. You just call up to their room. Hey. Yeah, you just knock on the door. Hey, you have
to switch rooms.
You're going to be with us now.
You're on the other floor.
It still just says first to third and a prospect for Shen. Don't we have to know which draft pick and which prospect, though? Detroit Red Wings have emerged as a front runner for Justin Falk. So there you go. Justin Falk could be on the move, could be headed to Detroit.
Could you do a video about the Sabres' success? Crazy to not be a laughing stock.
I could. I just don't want to jinx them. I don't want to do a video talking about how great Buffalo is, and then they just crash and they miss the playoffs. They just
lose miserably.
And it would be, thanks, hockey guy, idiot. They missed the playoffs.
If you did the video, all of the comments for a while would be, now you've jinxed it. Thanks, hockey guy.
Yep.
That's how it usually.
Well, we were going to make the playoffs, but now we're not going to. So I'll leave it be.
Mrs. Hockey Gal, did you like hockey before meeting Mr. Hockey Guy? I did. When I was little, for my birthday, I would get to go to hockey games with my grandmother that I really liked doing. When I met Shannon, I was a single mom. When I met Shannon, my youngest,
I was a single mom too,
was then 2 or 3. She was 3 when we met. I had all my kids in hockey when we met. And so Shannon used to come with me. I was the scorekeeper at their little games. I had my boys in hockey at that time. Adelaide was just in skating. And then I had her in hockey when did I put Adelaide in hockey? When she was 4?
Well, she was in it before that.
Yeah.
Every now and then they would need her to play.
They were letting her play. She was just.
Sometimes there weren't enough kids to be like, tiny. Can Adelaide play? Sure.
Adelaide was so
she'd be out in her little
tiny
dress.
Yeah, she would wear the big old fluffy dresses, and she'd have all of her pads on over her fluffy dress.
She's moved away from fluffy dresses now.
Yeah, she looks like me.
She does.
She looks just like me as a teenager.
Do you know how many times I come around a corner
just like me,
and I start to say something to you, and then I realize it's Adelaide?
She tries to see if she's taller than me, like, every day. She's the same height as me. She has shorter hair, and her hair is dyed blue.
She walks like you.
And she dresses just like I did in high school. Except for leggings didn't exist.
It's one of those things where I have to make sure, okay, I don't know that is Yvonne, so I have to make sure whatever I'm going to say works for both. So that's where I've gone.
Yep.
And
pads
that's
over dresses is iconic. I have a picture printed upstairs of all 3 of the kids. We have videos on the
channel of her playing with the pads on.
Yeah, she was so fast too, and she's so tiny because she's the only child like me. But she was so tiny, and she'd just zoom underneath those boys, and she was really good.
Malachi was busy really gliding, and then he'd fall down, and it'd take him 10 minutes to get up.
This is true. But yes, I did like hockey before Shannon. I didn't watch nearly as much of it.
I didn't watch nearly as much before I met you either.
I've never cared so much about the individual players and their stats. I am not that kind of hockey fan.
I am.
I don't pay attention to that part.
I do.
But I do really enjoy watching hockey. We have Abbotsford season tickets.
Yes.
I'm the one that goes. I've
gone to more games this year, though, than previous years.
You've gone to way more games this year.
Yeah.
Which is like, he's gone to 5, I guess.
I think so.
Right,
and there's
there.
2 more I can go to. They're still on the board.
But I go to almost all of them. I've only missed a couple of the games. So yeah, I did like hockey before Shannon.
I liked hockey before Shannon too, but my gosh, the amount of hockey I watch now, there's times where I'm like, this is a lot.
It's a lot. It
but
is a lot of hockey. I
part
do
of the
not
job.
watch
is fine.
anywhere near as much hockey as Shannon.
There are times the game will be on, and I'll say to Yvonne, "This is tough. This game is not fun to watch. This is not a great game." And then sometimes I'll make the mistake of saying that in the review, and people are like, "What are you talking about? That was a great game tonight." Okay, I was bored, but okay. Which is fine. It's everybody's got different opinions. That's fine. But yeah, I definitely watch more hockey now than I did before I met her.
Well, Rosanne?
Roseanne.
Oh, okay. Be a 30-goal guy?
30-goal guy. No. I think if Roseanne was going to be a 30-goal player, I think he would have been up on the Sabres. The good news is that he does have some upside, and Winnipeg definitely needs more offensively minded players. So he will be given every opportunity in Winnipeg to succeed. Maybe more of a 15 to 20 goal guy. I don't think he's going to be a 30-goal guy at the NHL level.
Did you guys watch Traders season 4? Who was your favorite?
I rooted for Rob. It was tough though in that final episode. I was like, man, I don't know. Rob did something I could not stand.
You have to murder. If you're a trader, you have to murder your friends.
You have to.
Before you get to the end. That's just awful. I can't imagine.
But if he had, I don't think he would have won. But I could not stand, look my best friend in the castle in the eye and go, yeah, by the way, trader. So you get nothing. You thought you were going to win money. I fooled you for the last 2 weeks. I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could do it.
Hey, brother, love the channel. Let's hope Vancouver makes some last-minute trades.
There will definitely be last-minute deals. There will be trades that come out after the deadline. We know this. We've seen it before. It happens all the time.
You guys are so freaking adorable. OMG.
No, she's adorable. I'm old. I'm too old to be adorable.
I'm definitely old. My kids laugh at me with how I hold my phone to read it, and they tell me I read my phone like an old lady. And I have to remind them I am an old lady.
Do you know how nice it is now that I don't need to have the super duper brightness anymore?
I do, because I get blinded by your bright phone. Your bright phone would wake me up, or if you were on it like in bed, I would have to roll away.
The only time I need the maximum brightness on my phone now is for the NHL app, because the background's black and a lot of the things that are written on it are in gray. And I don't understand why it's not white on black for all of it, because gray does not have.
I love that you can make the black background. That's great. I love that phones do that now. It makes things so much
everybody
much
defaults
easier.
into dark for their theme because it's better.
So much easier to read. Better. So much easier to read. So much easier on the eyes. It's great.
True that, homie.
Flames aren't fire.
They're trying.
You're both adorable. Shannon, just accept it. Right? See, I tell him. He doesn't believe me.
You have to say it.
Internet. I do not have to.
You do have to.
I have been married before.
It's in our wedding vows.
Nope. It was not.
It's in the contract we signed.
We did not.
When we got married, remember when you signed it and I signed it?
That's not how that worked.
And we signed the contract, and it was that you will.
I will what, Shannon?
There's the wifely stuff that you do that is greatly appreciated. And that's part of the contract as well. So good job. That's why I give you such a healthy allowance.
Allowance, God. No. So you admit you have the powers. Run, Shannon, run. See, he knows that, yeah, if I was told that I have to do something, that means that it's not going to happen. I don't.
And yet, trying reverse psychology doesn't work either.
No, because I'm not stupid.
No.
No, time for a lockout, Yvonne. Well, I have the van keys, so you can just be stuck at home forever.
I already feel like I'm stuck at home forever.
It's true.
Really feel sometimes like I'm stuck at home forever.
I know. I have friends that are going to the hockey game with me today because I don't have kiddos to go with me.
I have 7 games
fun.
tonight. So.
And then I'm taking a different friend to a hockey game tomorrow. Kat's going to go with me.
I have 11
tomorrow.
games tomorrow.
Isn't that fun? She's so excited. She hasn't been to a hockey game since she was a kid.
Well, we have the game on Monday. We're going to the Ottawa-Vancouver game on Monday.
Yeah, that'll be fun. We haven't been to a Vancouver game in forever.
And it starts at 6 o'clock.
Woohoo! Yay! I am so excited. I am a big fan of games that don't start at 7 o'clock at night.
Agreed.
I don't understand why Saturday games don't ever start earlier.
But with BC going away from the time change, Vancouver games will start at 8 o'clock if they're Hockey Night in Canada games. Yeah.
That's stupid.
That's what'll happen.
Oh, that's awful. No.
So, California will no longer be... Those California games will start at 6:30 for us.
Oh, God, no.
Most nights I'll be done earlier. But when Vancouver's
That's
at home...
cool, but no, they shouldn't do that. That's stupid.
For the Hockey Night in Canada ones, they absolutely will.
No, because we have to go watch the games. Yeah. How do you take your kids to a game that starts at 8 o'clock?
Ask Minnesota fans. They had a puck drop of 8:47 the other night.
I know. I can't imagine.
Like,
I feel bad because if we go see a game, it takes us an hour to drive home. At least. It takes us at least an hour to drive home. If a game starts at 7, that's already us getting home at like 11:30.
Yeah.
Like, how do you take your kids to that? And if you're one of those that you're on a doubleheader game and they don't drop the puck till 8, or we've seen 8:30, like how do you do that? Yeah. People have to wake up. Kids have to go to school.
Yeah.
So dumb.
Going to the Hall of Fame in May, what is one display that I can't miss? I've not been to the Hall of Fame. You have to get your picture taken with the Stanley Cup. I think that's a requirement, or else you can't prove you've been to the Hall of Fame.
True.
I know they have like skill stuff there that looks fun, and sometime maybe we go to the Hall of Fame. Maybe we go this summer. That's one of the options I'm considering for a trip in August. Might be Toronto, and if I do go to Toronto, I will definitely go to the Hall of Fame. You kind of have to.
Would all of these no movement clauses cause a lockout?
If it was going to cause a lockout, we would have seen a lockout this time around. I think GMs are fine handing them out. Players obviously love to have them, and they're just a reality of the game now because so many players have those clauses. That means guys, when their contracts are up, they expect it.
What does the future look like for Mika Zed as a Ranger? Is he even looking happy there anymore?
I think he's looked good. He's had a really strong run this year. His numbers are really, really good. It's definitely made it so that if the Rangers do decide to move him, it'll be a little bit easier. No rumors of him getting moved today. I think that makes some sense. But in the offseason, if he wants to get moved, if they want to move him, I think they'll find a taker.
I witnessed the contract signing. Trust Shannon. There were people on our channel here that did see our wedding because Shannon did live stream when we got married, and then he deleted the video accidentally.
I deleted all the live streams.
Yep, and including our wedding, so we do not any longer have a video.
We can recreate it
of us getting married.
We're gonna renew our vows anyways. It'll be fine.
This new CBA stinks. Nothing happening at all.
The new CBA kicks in September. So but with where the salary cap is, with where it's headed, it's easier for teams to keep players.
What is your guys' favorite hockey movies of all time? Mine is Mighty Ducks. That's why I'm a Ducks fan. I don't have
the original favorite. Happy Gilmore. She'd go with Inside Out.
Inside Out 2.
Inside Out 2 is more of a hockey movie.
That's my favorite hockey movie. Yes. It is it's totally a hockey
It is.
movie. She's at hockey camp.
It is. Yeah.
So Inside Out 2. That's my favorite.
That is a very
movie.
good movie.
Final answer.
I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
I have an anxiety t-shirt, which is useful.
Adelaide has an anxiety t-shirt too. She loves anxiety.
Yep.
Laughs in Northeast Sports, 7 to 8 p.m. NHL, NBA in New York. We have talked about that this channel would not be possible living on the East Coast.
No, I wouldn't have done it if I was on the East Coast. Would have been very, very different if I lived in the East.
Hockey Gilmore isn't a hockey movie though.
It is. He's a hockey player. The way that he swings at a golf ball, you can't hit. I mean, you can hit a golf ball like that. I wouldn't recommend it. And it's funny because it kind of reminded me of when I was a kid. I taught myself to play golf. So when I actually went out onto a golf course, I could hit the ball really far, but the mechanics behind my swing didn't make any sense. So I was with a school group and my teacher was like, can I talk to you about your mechanics of that swing? I was like, the ball went really far. He's like, yeah, your swing is completely wrong though. So I got my swing fixed pretty quickly. And so when I watched Happy Gilmore, I'm like, I recognize that swing. I used to do that.
But the second Happy Gilmore is one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Oh,
that was so terrible. If I was just watching it myself, I would not have watched the whole movie.
If I didn't have a channel, I would have turned it off. Yeah.
First 15 minutes. This is crap.
We knew what it was right away, and we're like, okay.
It was even worse than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it was
terrible.
Bad.
Just remember this funny part in the last movie. Hey, remember this funny part? Look, here's all these golf players.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically.
There's still tickets available for the upcoming Golden Eyes game. Which one? What day is that on?
They have like a Wednesday game. They have a couple Tuesday games.
I know. They do have some Tuesday games, and those are the ones that I've looked at because Tuesday I could actually do, and I could take Adelaide, and she would think that was awesome.
Yes, she would. She absolutely would.
I saw the THG review. I'll avoid it. That was an awful movie.
Ristolainen staying put. Florida had an asking price and they didn't budge. That's being reported by Pierre LeBrun.
Sudden Death with Jean-Claude Van Damme is the best hockey movie.
Oh man, I should get you to watch that someday. That's what Threat Level Midnight is based on.
Jean-Claude Van Damme movie though.
Yeah, they're funny.
They're
not always intentionally,
right?
But Luc Robitaille swears in it, so that makes it worth watching.
Love Guru is the best hockey movie, idiots.
Love Guru isn't the best Love Guru movie. Like it's just, it's oh man, that's what really submarined Mike Myers' career. That was what finally just.
Those are terrible takes on Happy Gilmore too. I know there's people like it. I don't know how, but
I just don't. It's not my kind of comedy.
No, I didn't find it funny in any way.
Nope.
I don't like stupid humor though.
Yeah.
I really don't like stupid humor.
Yeah.
And it was very much
this humor
was funny in the last movie, so we're gonna do it again.
The humor that I normally like, and I even did a video on comedy movies that I really liked on the Entertainment Guy just like about a month ago. But I'm more likely to laugh at British comedy.
Yes.
Like Dairy Girls. We laughed till we were crying with some of that stuff on Dairy Girls. That show is so ridiculously funny. The whole thing is funny from the start of the show to the end. Yeah, it's not like there's a season that was bad. And so when the Irish version of The Traitors came out and it was the nun that was the host, great. I was like, oh my gosh, that's going to be awesome. Siobhan's the leader. Yep, there you go. Siobhan co-hosts that's perfect. So that's the kind of comedy I like. Dairy Girls. Dairy Girls would be a good example of this is a really, really funny show.
Yeah, that one was well done.
That we enjoyed from start to finish. Both of us really liked
Happy
that one.
Gilmore, how is it all of the people's children do the exact same job or have the weird like
the same affectations?
Missing a hand.
Yeah.
And does the same job. That's so weird. This person's child is also really, really tall. And it's this weird.
Yeah. It's different.
Anyways. Ever see the Deadliest Season with Michael Moriarty?
I don't think so. I don't think I've watched that one.
Long-time listener, second-time caller.
Howdy,
In
howdy.
a fun world where AM34 waived his no movement clause, where would you think he would end up, and what does Toronto get back?
Oh, if Matthews was on the block, that has Vegas written all over it. I don't know how Vegas would make it work, but Austin Matthews, I could see Vegas. I could see New Jersey making a push to get Matthews. And I think Boston would try. I don't think Boston would have anywhere near the amount of pieces to go the other way to make Toronto consider it. But I would be very surprised if Matthews became available if Vegas didn't say, you know what, we're going to try it again, because Vegas loves to get new players, big stars, and it's worked for them in the past.
My son's junior C team played game 3, best of 5 on Tuesday night at 10 p.m.
Atlantic.
Oh my gosh. Got finished at 12:40 for junior C. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's insane. That's insane. That's where it has to affect the players playing that late. And I've wondered that too, where they switch around the start times at the NHL level. It has to negatively impact some of the players, where routine is really important to these players, and that routine gets completely thrown off by the start of the game.
So when there is the trade deadline, the time, there could still be trades that come in if they started them or like okayed it before the deadline. Then they still have to fill out the papers and then it'll get announced. So there can still be trades announced after the actual deadline time. We usually hear them within like 1 or 2 hours, but sometimes it can be a little while.
Panthers are trying to re-sign Bobrovsky, so they're sold on keeping him.
One of the best hockey movies is Mystery Alaska from '99. It's so good. Oh, Dairy Girls was good. Their Bake Off episode is a holiday tradition. That one's so funny.
I've watched that one a few times.
That one is so funny.
That holiday Bake Off is really, really good. So Bobby McMahon's going to Seattle. I've already got Seattle on the board. I have to grab another Seattle magnet.
And then can you do a recap of the trades made so far?
That's pretty basic. Soderblom going to Pittsburgh. Braden Shen going to the Islanders. I still don't know the pieces. I know it's a prospect, a first and a third. Nick Delorier going to Carolina for futures conditional 2027 7th round draft pick. And apparently Bobby McMahon's headed to Seattle.
Oh, I'm a huge fan of classic Brit humor. Yes, Mr. Red Dwarf and Blackadder. Yes, definitely.
I have the whole collection of Red Dwarf. We've got the whole collection of Blackadder too. Yeah, absolutely. And Faulty Towers. Faulty Towers is just absolutely fantastic.
Best movie ever, Mystery of $1 Million Hockey Puck, 1975 movie. Bunch of Habs in it.
Bobby McMahon.
You guys should go see Scary Movie 6. But I didn't see the last.
Oh, it's not like you'd have any trouble.
I know.
Up on
I'm sure it doesn't have any.
It's not like there's a plot.
Storyline.
No.
I'd rather not.
No.
I want to go see. So there's always fun movies that come out right before my birthday, which is really fun. There's the new
Hail Mary.
Disney or Pixar, that Hoppers.
And
I like seeing that. And I really want to see Hail Mary because I read the book and the book was really good. And I hope they don't kill it, which definitely sometimes happens, especially with sci-fi movies.
It can.
That one was fun because they used a lot of actual science and not a lot of the super made up that wouldn't work. So I'm hoping that one's good.
So Justin Falk is headed to Detroit.
Yes. Oh, see that. I think Project Mary will be good. And Shannon was worried that they showed the whole story in the preview, and I assured him that no, they did not. They did a pretty good job of really summarizing it, though there were a couple shots that I was like, I don't remember that in the book, but they have to change it a bit to get all of the necessary storyline in there.
Why would Calgary pick up Strome?
Scary movie films should not exceed the number of Scream films.
Well, they're up to 7 Scream films, so 7. And Scream has become exactly the kind of movie that they were lampooning with the original Scream. The original Scream made fun of all of the same things that happened in Scream 7.
Yeah. Medvedev is not having a great year for London.
But he's a goaltender, so you give him that latitude because goaltenders are voodoo and it takes them longer to develop.
Sad the Wild didn't make a big move, but I like everything we did. I'm calling it Scary Movie 26. I saw Scream 7 on Sunday. It was okay. Worst movie is Scream. All movies are the same. All movies the same. That's annoying.
The first Scream movie was really good. The second Scream movie I thought was a little creative and different. I saw the second one in the theater. Actually, I saw both of the first two in the theater. And then from 3 on, it just rolled right down a hill.
I know I saw the first one in the theater. I think I saw the second one in the theater.
Like, people praised the fourth one, and I watched it, and I was like, this is stupid.
I don't know. I think I watched
the third one. Defibrillator pads won't just shock somebody. You can't actually get a defibrillator and go... And so anytime I'm watching a movie now and they get the defibrillator, I'm like, no. And then when they shock the girl, I'm like, well, good. Her heart must have been an AFib. So good thing they defibrillator. It won't work. Defibrillators don't work like that. I was a first aid attendant. It just ruins it.
My special needs brother is obsessed with Scream, and I've seen more of Scream than I need to for the rest of my life.
The original Scream is a classic. It's a fantastic movie. So Henry Winkler as the principal, absolutely perfect casting.
We have a special needs son. He's 21 now, but he definitely had his movies of choice through the years, and there are some movies that I'm pretty sure I can quote along with the entire movie.
Oh, there's movies I can quote.
That was definitely a thing. Why is somebody pushing our doorbell?
I don't know.
Somebody pushed our doorbell. How am I just now noticing Shannon is a lefty? He is indeed.
Yep.
My mom's a left-hander too, so if we ever sit, we have to arrange where everybody's sitting.
And anytime I get a needle, I get it in the right arm, so I have to make sure that a doctor or a pharmacist knows it's the right arm, because normally it'll be the left.
Yes. Oh, and that Stars jersey is goated.
I love this jersey. I do. And hopefully at some point they go back to this design for their look. Do you want me to see if somebody left something at the door?
We don't need to worry about that right now. They didn't ring in a second time, so I don't think it's somebody that actually wants us to answer the door.
Okay, so Bobby McMahon's traded to Seattle. The return is a 2027 second-round pick, a 2026 fourth-round pick. I like what Seattle did here. McMahon's a good player.
Oh, somebody's asking if the Liljegren trade was before you started the stream or if it should be.
I haven't seen the return for Liljegren. I have not seen. Okay. I just saw that he was going to the Caps, and then that was it. I haven't seen anything sent out regarding what the actual return for Liljegren is or anything like that. So we're going to get a lot of these details soon here.
Also, he can't resuscitate people with car battery and charging cables. Unless you're making Frankenstein's monster or Frankenweenie.
Right.
That's how you get Frankenweenie. What about the movie Clue? One of the best.
I was never a huge fan of the movie Clue. I do like that it has different endings. It has different endings. So that way it was kind of like the game, right? Where you can various murderers at the end.
I haven't seen that one.
I think you'd enjoy it. I think you'd like that. It's your kind of movie.
Tim Curry is great in Clue. Tim Curry's in it? Well, that's fun. He's great.
That's what I mean. You'd like the cast. I think you'd like the movie.
Might have to watch it then. Why do people keep spamming trades that are already on the board? Are they even watching the stream?
That happens every year.
It does. I don't know that people can see it because I know me looking at my screen there, I can see the magnets. Most of them I can guess which team it is. There's no way I'd be able to read the words though. So maybe some other people can't read it. I certainly can't. The oddity of the 91-92 season, Calgary missed the playoffs despite having more points than the Stars. The Isles and the Flyers also missed despite having a better record than the Sabres and the Whalers. How did this happen?
That's the divisional playoffs, where 1 versus 4 in the division was the setup. That was just standard. That was just kind of how it worked. I remember the Patrick division. There was 1 year where 1 through 6 they were all really good, but yeah, the Adams division had teams with poorer records that made the playoffs. We didn't get. I don't remember being too upset with that at the time, but I do understand that some people may not have liked it, and eventually the NHL went to 1 versus 8.
This is a very slow deadline, to be honest. Reminds me of the free agency last year.
Wait a minute, they gave up a first? Okay, so Justin Hall is gone to St. Louis.
How late are trades typically announced after the deadline? Usually they're within the first half hour, but I remember 1 year that there was one that was announced like 2 hours later or something, but it doesn't usually take too long.
No.
They don't generally want to wait till the last minute to agree on a trade.
Agreed. Sounds like the Islanders have dealt Drouin, so Drouin's being traded too. Paula stays in Nashville. Sorry.
Will Detroit and Toronto ever go back to the West so they can reunite with Chicago?
Teams aren't going to be switching conferences. Detroit demanded to be in the East with the restructuring, and Detroit would fight really hard not to go back to the West because then they'd be the only Eastern time zone team in the West. That's why they wanted to move to the East. Okay, Drouin's going to St. Louis.
Have there been any Canuck trades?
I haven't heard anything with the Canucks at all. Nothing from the Canucks. Tolopilo's been paper loaned to Abbotsford, and Cole Clayton's been assigned to Abbotsford. So that's it.
Isn't he so cute? Look at that cute.
Lots of interest in AJ Greer, but he's not been traded.
Kiko girl. Bunny, isn't she cute? She knows she's adorable. Remember last year when Marchand to Florida floored us all after the deadline?
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be anything of that kind of nature with this year's trade deadline.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the bunny is so cute. She knows.
She is. She's a sweetheart.
I have 2 rabbits. How do they get along with the kitties? Are they declawed? No. Declawing here is illegal because it's inhumane. So nobody in this house is declawed. We have 5 rabbits and 5 cats. They all get along just fine. That was Cinnabon I was just holding, and she will boss the cats around. It's kind of funny. The only ones that don't super get along is we do have a blind rabbit. Waffles, she's gray. Sometimes there's pictures of her or she'll be in the bunny videos, but Pixel will kind of push her around because she just wanders around, and I'll put down kitty treats and Waffles will come over to see what it is, and Pixel is afraid that Waffles will steal her treats. But other than that, who's the top rabbit? Probably Jet.
She's definitely Jet.
We have 1 rabbit, a female, that is significantly larger than the other rabbits for some reason, and she's definitely the boss. She's sweet, though, but she's the boss.
Yeah, I can't bring her down here. She used to be my rabbit on the set, but since Cinnabon has adopted this set,
she gets too territorial.
I can't have Jet. Jet and Cinnabon will fight, and they will fight a lot. So I do not have Jet in here. Rabbit's very much fighty.
Yeah, my female bully is my male rabbit. Yes. Same in this house. Licorice likes to think he's the boss, but he is definitely
He's
not.
the smallest. He's the tiniest
He
rabbit.
is. For some reason, he is a tiny. Well, Waffles is the tiniest, but she's different.
What?
Can't wait to see how much teams value Stamkos and O'Reilly in the off season. Thanks for the stream.
So part of the Braden Shen deal is also Jonathan Drouin. Wow. All right. Well, this is going to mess things up, but okay. Nope, wrong color. Wrong color. Don't use the wrong colors. I don't know why I change all the colors for everything. I don't even know if people care.
I'm sure there are some people that like how you change the colors or make it clearer to see or something. We have already hit the trade deadline, but trades can still come in.
Details of trades are coming in right now too.
Shannon's OCD is appreciated. There you go. There's people that like it.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so they're trying to re-sign Greer too. Okay.
Yes, decline is inhumane. That's why it is illegal here and many other places, because you are cutting off their finger. Like you're not just cutting their nail. You're cutting your fingers off at the knuckles.
It
is inhumane.
Yeah, I've never even considered declawing a cat.
But
I've had some cats
illegal.
that scratch the crap out of me, but I've never once considered declawing a cat.
Drouin's like a cat. He's got 9 lives.
I just that seems like a large payment for Braden Shen. I think that's a good trade for St. Louis, to be honest. Yeah, I think that's a lot to pay for Braden Shen. But I guess there's something the Islanders like with Shen, and they definitely now with another center, that adds to what's already been a strength for the Islanders.
Can these traded players play in the playoffs?
Yes. The only case where that wouldn't be the case would be if you're traded to a team after today or after the deadline, then you cannot be on the playoff roster. That's all the trade deadline is. This is for playoff rosters. You can still make trades tomorrow and days after that.
Yeah. Also, don't let your cats outside. They're an invasive species that kill wildlife. That's true.
Yep.
That's also a rule here. When you're in town, you're not supposed to have your cats out unattended. Our cats can only go in our backyard if we are with them. We have trouble with Maple because she likes to jump over the fence.
She really does.
And so, but they only get to go outside while we're outside. And I've got my backyard pretty fenced in so that the rabbits can go in the backyard too.
Holy crap.
Our bunnies love going in the backyard.
Channel's gained almost 100 subscribers today. So
wow.
Day's just getting started.
Look at that. Waived players also can't play in the playoffs, right?
If you pick up a player on waivers after the trade deadline, correct.
I drink all my tea.
And if you sign a player after the trade deadline, they also cannot play in the playoffs. The one that I always use as an example of that is the year Marty Turco signed with Dallas on an emergency basis. He played well, but playoff time he wasn't allowed to be used.
Our dog is named Maple, and we got her in Abbotsford. Maple's a great name for an animal. It's cute.
It's a good name.
Yeah, I like the name Maple. I think it's cute.
You picked Maple.
I did.
I picked Azrael.
Yes. I've already had an Azrael cat before. So that she's my second Azrael. My other was a big male tabby.
Oh, Bear's just down here.
Is she down here now?
Yeah, she's trying to be close to me.
Oh, somebody else has a dog named Maple. Do the bunnies try to dig holes under the fence? So
thankfully, no.
When we first moved here, I bunny proofed our backyard. So I got that the chicken wire, the wire that has like the grate in it. It's like that big, and it's about half a meter wide. And I laid that on the ground all around the fence line. And then it's covered in dirt and then grass. And then we've got a wooden fence, but then I put cinder blocks along the base of the fence as well. So that's holding the edge of the wire, and then there's no gap underneath the wood fence. So it's not possible for them to dig under the fence. I made sure that our yard was safe for them to not get out. I wouldn't want to lose one of our pets. Pardon me. I wouldn't want to lose one of our pets, and rabbits are not good to have. Shannon. Our rabbits are not the same as the wild rabbits, so we don't need them out.
What are you talking? What is it? What's wrong? All right, so Scott Lawton's going to the LA Kings.
Falk trade also had a third round to St. Louis.
Yeah, I was trying to find that trade, so thanks. Because I had that and then it disappeared on my phone.
I do need tea. This is sad. I drank my cup's empty.
Scott Lawton's going to the Kings.
And then my voice starts getting all scratchy, and that's not cute. Oh, there's another maple dog.
Devils made no moves today. So there you go. Devils fans. Same as it ever was.
What is your favorite jersey in your collection?
The LA Kings, the black one with the coat of arms on the front. Absolutely my favorite jersey. Has been my favorite for a very long time.
What did San Jose get for Liljegren?
I haven't seen what the trade was yet for Liljegren. Let me just see if it's been posted on the San Jose Sharks page itself. Usually that's where the trades get thrown in. I didn't even see it being reported on San Jose's side. So that's part of what I'm waiting for. One website to look at, and one website I do like to use when it comes to trade deadline, Puckpedia. Puckpedia has a very nicely organized section for all the trades and everything. And they do follow up. Sometimes there are a couple of different sites I have used that like they don't necessarily update what those draft picks become, but Puckpedia is pretty good with that. So if you want to get all caught up on the trade deadline, you don't feel like reading a guy's whiteboard, Puckpedia is very good at that.
Is the drama with no movement clauses new? It seems like teams are manipulating fans into pressuring players to waive it.
Oh, that's not new. That's been around for a long time. For Canuck fans, we all remember Dan Hamhuis and how it got out that he wouldn't waive, which he disputed after. It's changed though. It feels like we're more aware of it now than we were. So it still says Capitals acquiring Liljegren. So I don't think that trade is actually known yet as to what's going to San Jose.
Kind of surprised Montreal is standing pat.
Yep. No change for Montreal and nothing earth-shattering from other teams either. The Scott Lawton trade's just coming out now. But yeah, nothing major, nothing earth-shattering. Basically, if a team was going to win the Stanley Cup before the deadline, I'm not sure that their fate's been changed because of the deadline.
Really missing Cap Friendly on a day like today.
Yeah. I do like Puckpedia. I do miss Cap Friendly. I do.
Fairly upset Vegas didn't make any move to improve goaltending.
I guess they just wanted to improve their depth up front. They may not have liked the price of what was being asked. Bobrovsky apparently may not have been on the market if Florida's trying to re-sign him. So, yeah, Florida might be trying to run it back next year with the same crew and figure that a healthy Barkov means much better chances for them.
Play with the colors as you will. We want you to be happy. There you go. See?
I use different colors, and I always think, like, am I the only one that cares about colors I'm using for this?
And he frequently asks me if I think people will like what magnets he chooses, or if the magnets work, or things like that.
Oh, Canucks made a move.
He never knows if people like his choice of colors for markers or choice of magnets.
So David Kampf is headed to Washington from Vancouver. So there you go, Canuck fans. Kampf's being traded.
So happy Minnesota got a center line we needed. Oh, wait, never mind. Yay, wingers.
See, but I kept seeing like people in the media being like, well, this team needs a top 6-4 and this team needs this and this. And I'm thinking, but you're not going to get that at the deadline, not without paying a huge price, because teams are fine keeping those guys. They're useful players. The price isn't going to go down. So you're better off making those moves during the offseason.
Honestly, depending on how close the marker board is, blue and black stand out the most.
I do try to use colors that I know are gonna.
There are
show
colors
up well.
he does not use.
Yeah, there are a lot of colors I can't use. Last night I was going to use like for the stats at the bottom of the games there, I was going to use the one green, the marker that I had. And I was
the
like,
bright one?
Yeah, and I was like, nobody's going to see that.
There's that one, and then there's the yellow marker.
That yellow markers I can't use at all.
And we had that one set that had the lighter pink markers.
Yeah, I can't use those either.
That couldn't get used.
Yep.
So then, kids, do you guys want some whiteboard markers?
Yep.
What does Scott Lawton bring to the Kings?
Useful bottom 6 forward, can play down the middle, can play on the wing. Definitely needed a move.
Did the Devils blow itself up, or can it right the ship?
I mean, they didn't make any big moves at the deadline. They probably needed to make a big move at the deadline. Like I said, the asking price was high for players they might have been looking at. There's definitely going to be all the articles on who the winners and losers from this trade deadline were. I don't like to do that. So I'm kind of surprised a little bit that we didn't see a little bit more movement today, but the trade deadline is definitely not what it was 10 years ago. I used to book days off from work. Before I was a hockey guy, I booked days off for trade deadline, for the draft. I made sure I didn't work either day of the draft. What else? What other hockey related holiday would I take? And that was an annual thing. I would use like bank time off to stay home and watch this. So
kids messaging me
again.
Yeah, Gabriel's talking to me about them getting home and if they'll take the bus or if they'll need driven or if they'll stay till Sunday so they
or
can
Uber.
Take the bus. That would be so expensive.
They could Uber.
That would be crazy expensive. How is TEG doing?
He's doing well. I do like that I've been able to make videos for the Entertainment Guy channel, and they've done well. They've done pretty well. So, yeah, I'm happy with the growth on both channels right now, to be honest.
Well done.
Trade deadline stinks. Buffalo had the best haul. I'm not going to disagree. If money was no object, was Shannon used a smart board because of all sorts of colors, logos, icons? I don't know. I honestly, I've looked at that and I've thought, the handwriting, everything, and just the sort of low tech feel of it, I wouldn't want to go to a high tech feel because then
Shannon wouldn't get to use all of his magnets. What would he do with all these magnets? I don't think you guys
markers.
Understand how many magnets we have in this room.
I have 2 boxes. So Amazon, when these markers go on sale, I'm like, well, I could use another box. I have 2 unopened boxes of 125 markers.
That would be one of the really nice things about the smart boards is not having to have all those markers. They seem so wasteful.
I have markers for the next 3 years at least. I don't buy markers anymore. I'm not buying them because I bought a box of 125, not realizing I already had an open box of 125.
Only
I'm not doing
somebody that told him.
I didn't see them. So, and I'm going through them in order. So I've got another box of 125 black markers that I pull out of from here for use on the review boards. So I've got a lot of black markers.
I have that problem with when pasta goes on sale at the store. Too many packages in the pantry.
The markers aren't that pricey. Like that box of 125, I think it cost me like $30. I was like, yeah, $30, sure. And then I was like, oh, I already got a box. I don't need to get those for a long time.
How many boards would it take for all of your magnets? Some of the magnets are huge.
I don't have enough. boards.
No, but there are some. We've got some of the logo magnets that are very large, and then we have the bumper sticker ones too. So just because we have the 2 sets that are very large magnets, that would take a lot of boards. Are you grabbing a large magnet?
Well, this is one I got recently. It's huge.
Auction off the markers signed by both of you? That'd be weird.
So that's a hefty logo, right?
Yeah, we've got
about
some
the
big
size of her
ones.
head. So I've got yeah, and I've got others that are similar to this size of Utah. So because when new logos come out, that's where I'm like, cool, and I got to get all the magnets for it. So
can you define Madness board prerequisite?
Madness board has to have 32 or more logos. More than 32 is preferable for it to be a Madness board. And
usually
during the off
takes
season,
them a couple hours to put the board together.
So this right now would qualify as a Madness board because it's kind of all over the place too. And yeah, it definitely qualifies as a Madness board. And I'll do a video on the trades that got made and all that when we know all the details, and I'll fill in stats for all the players as well. So
not gonna lie, definitely use paid time off to stay home and watch THG trade days and free agents frenzy.
Free agent frenzy was the other one I would take a day off for too. So July 1st is a holiday, but I usually didn't get that day off from my jobs because if you're working in a factory or an assembly plant or a call center, well, you don't take days off. And since all of our calls were from the U.S., that we weren't in a position where we could take days off for July 1st. So I would have to book that day off for free agent frenzy. So a lot of my days off were used for hockey purposes back then.
See, he's always been a big geek.
Oh, sneezy kitty.
Lawton for a 3rd rounder.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that.
Boston magnet needed. I like the Bobby Brink trade, but I really don't think their center depth is good enough. One injury to any of the top 9 centers could derail everything, especially if it's a player like Eriksson Ek.
Okay, so Reichel goes to Boston. So Lucas Reichel's gone out of Vancouver, so you won't be seeing him in Abbotsford for 6th round pick.
What? I didn't hear you.
Lucas Reichel got traded, so
okay.
Jet Woo's gone and Lucas Reichel's gone.
Adelaide's gonna be so upset.
Don't tell her.
That's her favorite player is Jet Woo.
Yeah, well,
we like
Jet.
Jet. Jet's great. She's gonna be upset.
And Jack Thompson's fine.
Favorite player by far.
Well, she'll like Jack Thompson then.
Do you think the Leafs are in the McKenna lottery?
No, they're in the lottery in terms of being able to win it, but they're not going to be one of the front runners for that pick. They'd have to lose a lot, and the teams behind them would have to win a bunch for them to get into that bottom 5 in the NHL. So probably not McKenna, but they should get a good draft pick this year, and Toronto could use that.
Going to my first NHL game tonight. I'm going to watch Avs and Stars in Dallas. Go, Avs, go.
That's going to be a really good game.
Yeah, that would be
That's going to be a very good game. Okay, so Pajot signs an extension with the Islanders. Get him the Islanders, man.
Hey, whoa. Shit.
What?
Not
doing anything.
Uh-huh.
What are you talking about there?
Get Brody on the phone and get Adelaide some CUDA gear.
All right, so Pajot. So for the signings, I'm using green marker. I turned the TV off because nothing's going on.
Yeah, talk about a great first NHL game. That is a fun one.
That is going to be a really good game. Okay, so
I wanted Ottawa to sign Pajot this summer.
So it's a 6th round pick to the Canucks for Lucas Reichel. who maybe he picks it up in Boston, but I really haven't seen anything from Reichel in Abbotsford or Vancouver. So we'll see.
Is there any chance Toronto still trades OEL?
No, it's done. Whatever trades we were going to see have been made. They've been revealed. I'd be very surprised if an Ekman-Larsson trade comes out. I have not heard that he's staying necessarily. Now, a lot of the reporters have been saying this guy's staying, not being moved, but I would think if he's been traded, we're over half an hour past the deadline. We'd know by now, I would think.
Have you talked to Steve Dangle lately? Toronto isn't doing much good for his health right now.
I have not. I have heard that Toronto's really disappointed him. I knew Toronto wouldn't be as good this year in the regular season. I had no idea it was going to be this bad.
Don't some trades take about an hour to go through?
I mean, they could if we were experiencing a really busy trade deadline, but it really has not been a busy trade deadline. So it's possible we see a trade, but I think it's probably done at this point.
Disappointed with the Blues not making more moves. 15 no trade clauses is killing us.
That's the thing. GMs give these no trade clauses to players. They feel like they have this team they want to keep together, and then if it doesn't work out, it becomes much more difficult to fix things.
Elias Pettersson to LA?
Not today. If Pettersson was getting dealt, I would think. Yeah, it's just a conditional. Oh, it's a conditional third-round pick for Scott Lawton. Got to put conditional there.
Have any Canucks moves angered Shannon more than the Hughes trade?
No. I can't think of anything. I was plenty mad back in the day when Cliff Ronning left as an unrestricted free agent because they didn't want to give him $1 million. I was like, you serious? He's your first or second line center, and you don't think he's worth $1 million cap hit? And immediately as a free agent, he got exactly what he wanted. I was so happy for him. I was pissed off. I was mad.
Did the Knights get a goalie?
Nope. No goalies moved today other than Gidloff going to St. Louis from the Islanders in that Braden Shen deal.
Leafs trades are getting worse and worse.
The Leafs aren't in a position of strength right now, though, either. Their team hasn't been playing very well. You're not going to get that much back for players who haven't been playing that well.
Really enjoy the stream and channel. The tired parents energy is comfy and chill. This is somewhat very high price being paid for some players due to the scarcity of pure seller teams.
And also due to the fact there weren't a lot of centers that were available. And so the price was high. If you have a center, if you have a player who can do multiple things for a team if he's picked up, you can keep that price high. Teams are not regretting holding on to players right now.
Top 3 most disappointed fan bases today.
I would think with the fact that it doesn't look like Evander Kane got traded, I would think Canuck fans are going to be pretty disappointed because I was told last summer, don't worry. At the very least, they can flip Kane at the deadline.
Oh.
So picking up Kane's contract, this is a smart move by the Canucks because they'll be more truculent, more difficult to play against, and then they can parlay him into something more at the deadline. Kaiser Soze. So I would think I would put the Canucks in that category. I would think that, upset fan bases. I mean, if Tampa fans wanted to see something happen, not a lot other than picking up Perry and Devils, probably Devils fans. I think there was a lot of excitement for something big to happen with the Devils, and it just didn't happen. So that would be my pick anyways.
Why do people keep thinking that Laine would be traded? I know should be because
his cap hit's too high and he's been hurt.
But why would people think? But even when he's not hurt, his playing is so just.
He's very, very one-dimensional.
Yeah.
He's more of a power play specialist at this point.
He was so frustrating on the Jets. Either he'd play really, really good or he was just skating around.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me.
And the number of times where a goal would be going in his net and he'd just be
oh my gosh,
slowly coming back.
Kind of skating around.
Like, you know what, Laine? Just stay there. You're fine. Just stay in front of their net, talk to their goalie. We'll just, the defensive side of it, we know you don't like it. It's fine.
So frustrating.
Like,
such a frustrating
it has to be bad when I'm talking about it, because I try not to speak about any negative aspects of a player's game, but I would get so frustrated with Laine defensively.
Well, and when he was good, he could be really, really good.
But like, you turn the puck over and be like, "Oh, that's going the other way." Sucks for them, I guess. How's this goalie doing down?
So
How you
frustrating.
doing? I was gonna score on you, by the way, but the puck's it went in our net. I'll be back. I'll talk to you in a moment. I gotta go back to coaches all but defense. I'm forward. What part of defense is forward? I don't speak defense. They speak defense. It's their fault that puck went in the net. So yeah.
Is the deadline over?
Oh, it's over. I have not seen anything of any reporting at this point in time. So the deadline's passed, and it seems like any trades that we were going to hear about, we've heard about.
Apparently, the Devils said no to a trade that would have Sharks send Eklund for Nemec.
I agree with holding on to Nemec rather than picking up Eklund. And I like Eklund. I think Will Eklund's a very good player, but man, Nemec is so good. And if you put Nemec on the Sharks with like Celebrini and he's on the point for, holy crap, like that would have been a phenomenal deal for the Sharks.
Have we seen what the Caps gave for the Sharks defense?
No. So I haven't got it on the board yet because we have not seen yet what the return is.
Is Besser going to get going soon?
He's been better lately, so hopefully that's a sign that things are warming up for him. So I've got my fingers crossed for Brock Besser. But at any point, we should close this up now. We will come back with another live stream. I guess we could do one tomorrow night during all the busyness of the hockey. There's 11 games tomorrow, so
I'm going to hockey.
Oh yeah, you're going to hockey. She won't be home tomorrow night, so we'll figure something out.
Gonna go watch some hockey while you're watching some hockey.
Yeah, there you go. But anyways, thank you guys for coming out. Love the Kings retro sweater. Can I ask you, expect Kings to do more at the deadline? Did I expect the Kings to do more at the deadline? No. The Kings are in an interesting spot that they're not so far out of the playoffs that they'd be full sellers, and they're not close enough to be buyers. So I'm not surprised that it was kind of a hedge at the deadline. Go Blues. Good sentiment. What did you do?
That was weird.
What did you do? But anyways, all right. Thank you guys so much for coming out. It's been another great trade deadline, of course. Always more action with the chat and with us chatting than actual action with trades. But that's kind of how it works. But thanks guys for coming out, and we will do this again. Well, we'll do a live stream for the trade deadline next year, but we'll do another live stream soon. And I'll talk to you then.